What was the question about prompts?
Oh, I said, will you ask us questions so that we know what, you know?
Yeah.
And I said yes, and then I haven't had to. So we have Ron and Enid with us, and they hail from Colorado/Oregon/Chico.
And
Did I get that?
Washington.
And slash Washington.
Yes.
So they've been around. And they've lived in those beautiful locations, and they choose to RV in Nebraska. So that's our first question is, what's wrong with you? No, we're not going to, we won't go there. But
That's a long
All
answer.
about the Runza.
hey, if you haven't been in Nebraska, come for the Runza.
That's right.
And been a while. So you asked a question, why did I start doing this? There's several, I'll try to give you the short version. I've had some really fun stories, and we'll just have conversations with people. Had a former pastor and his wife, they were both pastors on staff, and they hollered and asked me, hey, would you be okay if we have a glass of wine and a cigar? And sure enough, they're both out here, pastors smoking cigars. And
Oh.
And so anyway, just some fun stories. And one of the ones that really got me thinking, this needs to be recorded, was last year we had two buddies. They were just good friends. One was Ukrainian and one was Russian.
Wow.
And this was after the war broke out. And I just thought, man, if you guys were in your native country, you would be shooting at each other, not traveling
Enemies,
together.
yeah.
And I just thought, man, this stuff needs to be captured. And even if it's not super exciting, it's fun. And I've found it anyway. I don't know about you. I found it more endearing to the people that come. You always have a little chit chat, but when you can have a little more meaningful conversation, it makes it even more special. So that's my short version.
And we don't need to be concerned about landmines or anything out here that somebody might have planted.
We haven't found them yet, but
Get your metal detector out.
Watch out for
yeah, you never know. But I haven't found any, so we've
That's
pretty
good.
well, and we've had a few RVs in between now and then, so they've all
Nobody
come out
blew
clean.
up. That's,
Nobody blew up.
They're
Oh,
still
that's
around.
Yeah, so far.
Yeah.
So, well, tell us a little bit about yourselves. You've shared a few things
You want me
about.
to rewind it?
You can do whatever you want. You can lie this time. Well, maybe the last one was a lie. Now you can tell
You
the
don't know,
truth.
but that's right. You don't know I didn't lie.
We don't know what the truth is.
So
Yeah,
it's
disclaimer: I do not have felonies or misdemeanors or anything. So. You start.
True.
That way, I don't take up all the time.
Well, Ron mentioned that we both grew up in California, and
You did.
you too.
I didn't grow up.
Well, that's true.
you didn't grow.
That's
I
true.
lived there.
You lived there as a child.
for a while.
So,
Our journey kind of took us from California up to Portland, Oregon, for you to go to school, and then we moved just over the river to Vancouver, Washington, for work, and we were there in a little suburb of Vancouver called Camas, Washington. So it's just a little bit east, right in the Columbia River Gorge, just beautiful countryside there. And we lived there for about 23 years while our son grew up, went to high school, played baseball in high school. They were second and third place in the state for his junior and senior years. So it was really a great time. So we just have the one son, and he ended up going to college in Portland at University of Portland, and played baseball there. And then his girlfriend at the time went to dental school in Aurora, Colorado, and he went with her, and he had a job there in Denver, and they just realized that they loved Colorado. And whenever she was done with her training, they were going to go back. And so we knew our time was limited in the Pacific Northwest, which was sad, but we made the most of it while we were there. We really did.
Right. Yeah.
We've had this RV for 8 years, and just did a bunch of camping in it. And it's more travel camping. It's not like we go somewhere for a week and have, to a RV resort or something. It's more drive a distance, see the sights, stay overnight, and go on to the next. And we see a lot, and we have 107, almost 108,000 miles on this for 8 years. So
That's
we
awesome.
have, you know, and while we knew that our time was limited in the Pacific Northwest, we thought we've got to get to the coast as frequently as we can
Sure,
and
yeah.
just really soak it up while we're here.
The national parks in Washington. There's
Yes,
one in Oregon.
just such beauty there. But I feel good that I miss it, but I also feel like we did.
Well, we did the
we
right
did it
thing.
all.
We
Yes,
did.
we really did.
Yeah.
There's not too much I think that we missed or that we feel
No.
like we have to go back to do.
Right.
That, I want to go back and see it again.
Well,
but-
to see it again, yes, but
Yeah,
but
see
it's
it
all
again. But
things
we have
that
seen a lot.
we
of it,
have.
though.
So,
we really
but
made
now
most of it.
we're in Thornton, just north of
Oh, yeah.
Denver,
Yep, been there.
and just before they moved. Well, I guess it's been 3 years for me to be retired, almost like 3.5 years, and for you,
Yeah,
5
been
years.
5.5. Yeah.
And so we've just really enjoyed it. Now
Nice.
we have 2 grandkids, and we live just 10 minutes away.
Man,
and
that's great. Yeah.
so it's all good. It's a different terrain.
Mm-hmm.
Took some getting used to. I think we're still getting used to it. It's
Yeah.
dry. It's brown
dry,
in the
it's
winter.
brown, it's
Yeah, it's very, very brown.
Dry, brown, flat. It
Yeah.
gets below freezing. in the
Well, it's
winter,
not
and
flat to
hot.
your west. You can,
Well, we live
Yeah.
on the east side of the mountain, so it's flat and dry
Right.
over there.
yeah, exactly.
We look
That's-
to the west and it's
Yeah.
the Rockies, and we look to the east and it's Kansas.
and, and Nebraska.
Yes, yes.
And Wyoming.
Yeah.
And Wyoming.
So, but it's all good because we just love spending time with our son and his family.
Yeah,
and
very cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We see them, of course,
often.
a lot. So it
Yes,
works out well.
several
That's
times
cool.
a week. Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's
Yeah.
cool. It's neat when families have that kind of relationship. You hear the other kind, and it's
Yeah.
neat when you have that kind of.
Yeah, and we
I
wouldn't have
know.
moved out if we had
Well-
there. If there was that kind of go, no, I'm staying in Washington.
Yeah,
But-
exactly.
But since our relationships were so good, it's like,
Yeah.
we didn't hardly see them before they had grandkids
Mhm.
because of being out here and working and stuff. So
Yeah.
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 it was worth doing.
And before
No,
we
for
made
sure.
that commitment to move closer to them, we asked them, do you want us closer to you?
Right.
Would,
Yeah,
would
make
that
sure
be
I
a
ask.
good thing, or would you like to stay,
Mm-hmm.
keep your distance? And they said, oh no, we want you. We want you
I'm
close
not
by.
going to sell my house and go, why are you guys here? We don't want
We're,
you.
Exactly.
we're really the only family that they have where they decided to settle.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
you know, and they just love that we can be so close with the grandkids.
That's awesome.
And yeah.
That's-
Yeah, and how they've changed so fast.
Yeah.
I can tell you guys it'd be fun with the grandkids.
Oh,
so
yes,
that
we
would
have
be-
a good time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
So I might put a restraining order to keep me away from the grandkids. But
I know.
That's
Too much time?
Have
Okay.
too much time,
Yeah.
Probably coming,
Yeah.
but no.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, back to that original question, making a short story longer, it was a trip to Portland where I started really listening to podcasts. That was last year
Oh.
in October,
Uh-huh.
where I really got started doing the podcast scene,
Mm-hmm.
listening to them, and that's kind of where the idea came up. I was helping a friend drive a truck. He runs an audiovisual company, and we were doing a gig. He was doing a gig. I was driving for him this time. And so it was during that long trip on the road that I thought, oh, let's put these two together and see what happens. So you
Yeah.
have a, you have a
Yeah.
lot of travel people that do their videos while they're out traveling and post,
Mm-hmm.
this is our travel.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
don't have a whole lot of people where the travelers come
Come
to
to
you.
them.
So it's
Yeah.
a completely different story almost
Yeah.
every time. So.
Opposite perspective, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I remember how many RV videos we watched
Oh.
before we got this.
Yeah.
Just constantly
Yeah.
watching them to look at what they were doing and, oh wait, maybe let's go to that place. That looks great. You know,
Yeah,
the video
yeah.
of it and
We've
everything. So-
had our
Uh-huh.
favorites over the years, and now we don't watch them so much because we don't have time with the grandkids.
We don't
But
have it.
Right.
We're
when it was
doing
just
it
us
now.
and
You're
we were
doing
in
it, yeah.
Washington, we were following RV Lifestyle with Mike and Jennifer
Mike and Jennifer
Wendland,
and
Yeah.
and
Keep Your
Daydream with Mark
Mark
and
and Trish.
Trisha. But yeah, we loved listening to those, and even now. It's kind of a combination for a while when we're on a long road trip like this. Some of the time he'll be playing music and then, because he'll want it to kind of stay energized and stay
Yeah,
awake.
otherwise, some of the roads, like how I put it, Highway 80, I would have fallen asleep on it. It's like straight.
It's kind of the same
It
thing
was like
for a
something to
while.
listen to, something to keep stimulating.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Yeah, exactly.
So it's, I would say maybe 50% music and then 50% he says, do you want to listen to a podcast? And we'll listen to Dave Ramsey.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
You know, it's entertaining.
We don't need
Yeah.
his help, but he's entertaining. so
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
we hear
It's,
stories and go,
we're doing
really?
okay.
You guys really? You guys, what? Yeah, we're
Yeah.
like, okay, I think we're doing okay.
Yep.
How you doing? Better than I deserve.
That's right. That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
And
fun
that-
to listen to.
That was just stupid. On steroids.
Yeah.
I got a PhD in dumb or something.
Yeah. I've got a PhD in DUMB.
Yeah, DUMB.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
yeah.
great.
I paid a stupid tax. I paid a few of those.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But-
It's very entertaining, but also you get something out of it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's
Yeah.
always something there.
There's
So
something that
that's
we
fun.
can learn
Yeah.
or something we can reassure ourselves we're doing the right thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, we've had a Dave Ramsey coach here.
Oh,
So
really?
not-
really?
He wasn't a high level one.
Uh-huh.
No, let me rephrase that. He kind of did it on his own. He didn't go through the whole.
Oh,
the-
Peace University,
He didn't
Financial
go through
Peace
the whole
University.
thing,
Yeah.
but he did. He lived it out and helped other people with it. Did
Yeah,
seminars
that's
and
cool.
things. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, he was pretty fun. So I wanted him to. We had a little short conversation with him, but didn't really get into that until after the camera was turned off. And I thought, shoot, that would have been fun.
Yeah.
So
That's good
we told him they
information.
have to come back.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
right.
that would-
Fill us
that'd
in
be
on the
fun.
details.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe get Dave to come out here.
Well, we're working on him. Yeah, we're working on him. Yeah. So.
He probably has like a massive, bus motorhome if
Oh,
he has
yeah.
Who
one.
knows? But
I
with
know
him,
he's
he
got
might
some
say,
boats,
well, let's
but-
see, return on investment for that 4 years. Forget it. I'm going to get
That's
a
right,
little
depreciating
towable or something.
asset.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and a little
Yeah.
Datsun pickup truck. And a towable. Yeah, here are you, I'm Dave Ramsey.
25-year-old. Yeah.
Well, we were going to have Dave, but we tend to go with higher level, more better known folks like Ron
Like
and Enid.
us.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, thank you.
More fun.
More fun.
Yeah, that's right.
So, well, that's cool. So so she grew up in Orville. Well, started in Sacramento, then went to Orville, lived there. Her dad was with the water system at the dam, Orville
That
Dam.
makes sense.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
I did a lot of water stuff.
That almost-
You should tell them about that. I don't know what there's to
You
tell.
just
but-
did.
Yeah, I've been there many times.
Yeah. On the water.
Not on. No, I never was on the water. Just
Yeah.
to the dam and around. there.
Yeah. Beautiful location there too.
Then
so.
the second spillway almost caused flooding a few years ago. I remember reading about that. Like, oh,
Was it
Yeah,
like
Marysville and Gridley are going under.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Yeah,
they
we-
did. Yeah, it was
we
just
had
like
family-
they had so much water that it started as the second spillway and it was cracked or something. If I remember the
yeah.
details, I went, oh no, it's gonna break.
Well, the first spillway had a fly in it, and there was so much water flow, it just caught it and started tearing it apart.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
And
that
then
did
so
usually
they
happen.
went to the emergency one
Yeah.
that happens to be built on dirt.
Yeah.
And what
Oh.
happens when you
That's
combine water and dirt? So it was starting to undercut the dam. So we had family that was evacuated, which
Oh,
from
wow.
that.
Yeah.
We went to Chico.
And they
Yeah.
went-
Yeah.
That's right.
There you go.
So you probably saw him.
Yeah, I didn't go to Paradise because that burnt down. That was my
Yeah.
first house I bought is not there anymore, but that's the Paradise story. But,
Oh, really?
I mean, I lived there in 93, 94, but
Yeah.
well, when was the fire? 2018 or something like that?
Yeah.
Sounds
think
about
so.
right.
Something like that. So I hadn't been there for a long time. She and I went back through and went, I wonder where my other house was. Oh, there's weeds here and nothing else. That's where it was.
There was a little
yeah.
foundation,
A
and there were
little
like
bit of
the
foundation
front
left, and
cement
that
steps or
Yeah,
something.
that was it.
Man.
Otherwise, there was weeds and the trees were
Yeah.
gone. And
Yeah.
that was
I
sad.
lived there
That
for a
was
little
such
while.
that was
Devastating.
We were at
Yeah.
a wedding up there. Her niece that lives in Chico, we were at a wedding up there a few months earlier,
Magalia.
Yeah, up Magalia.
And that was
just before that.
affected by the fires too,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
badly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we're talking about fires and stuff. We haven't heard much about you guys. You started, then I interrupted. So, but-
That's
You
pretty
didn't tell
much
them where you
it.
came from or how we met, though. Do you want me to do that part?
All right. Well, I grew up in Santa Maria on the Central Coast in
Wonderful.
California.
Your dad's still in the
my
same
dad's
house where you were
my
born?
dad's still there.
Really?
Yep,
Oh,
where
man.
I was brought home from the hospital too.
So
and
cool.
He is 87 now.
Yeah.
Immigrated from Holland in
He's-
what,
yeah.
1960 or something.
Exactly.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
They're
Worked at Vandenberg.
worked at
Yeah.
Vandenberg Air Force Base in Lompoc,
Okay,
and
sure.
and he's been happily retired for many years.
Yeah, since I
Yeah.
was 58.
Yeah.
Wow.
58.
So almost 30 years.
Almost.
Yeah. And
Wow, that's
I have a sister, and she lived also near him for the longest time until a year ago, about a year and a half
Yeah,
ago.
a little over a year ago.
She was in Los Alamos, which has kind
Sure.
of become a little touristy wine
Yeah.
growing
Not too
area.
far from Solvang and those areas.
Yeah, and she moved to New Braunfels, Texas, and so
That's a
she's getting
change.
used to life in Texas.
That's more different than Colorado.
Affordable.
Yes,
was
it
affordable
is.
for her to do that.
Yeah.
And also, they had
Yeah.
a lifelong friend that moved there years ago. that
Yes.
Oh,
she knew.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
that's
could-
the only
I said
people
you
she
couldn't
knew.
get a tough shed for the price you paid for that house. A
Beautiful
5-year-old house.
home, yeah.
Nice house, 5 years old, nice big lot.
Mhm.
Yep. So she's doing well.
Good for
and
her.
That's good.
Yeah.
That was good. And she needed to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I went to physical therapy school at Cal State Northridge.
Okay.
And
So
when
did
I
Cal.
graduated, I got married the first time. And then my husband at the time went to medical school, but when he was finished with medical school, we divorced. And soon after that,
And I just went through divorce, and then I found out she was going through divorce. And when we started talking about music, and we had some similarities, and I
Yeah.
thought, well, that band's going to be playing in Sacramento in a few months. Maybe we should go. And she goes, maybe we should. And I went, is she being nice? Or is she being strict?
or does she like me?
And then I had a coworker that ran out and said, hey, you should ask her out. And I thought, I was thinking about it, and he goes, I said, why should he? She thinks everything you say is funny. Really, everything? He goes, I'm just telling you, I think you should ask her out. I went, I don't know. Well, I was thinking about it, so I thought, well, somebody thinks I should. Worst thing happens, she tells me no, and they tell me to get out, and I go work somewhere else, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I've been through. And then
You don't know if you don't ask,
30
right?
years
That's
we've been
right.
all together. November will be 30 years.
Yes.
30 years.
Married
November.
married for 29
29
years in
in
October,
October.
but
Very
started
nice.
dating 30 years ago in November. Which is hard to believe.
Engaged 6 weeks after we met.
6 weeks.
Yeah.
But we've
Wow.
both been married. We both knew what we didn't want. We both know what we did want, and it's
Yeah.
an engagement you can break.
Just
so I'm
cut
like,
to the
what's
chase,
the loss
yeah.
of a ring
Yeah.
or something? Who
Yeah.
cares? Whatever.
That's right.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, but
That's amazing.
at the time when we did meet, it was we were both working. He was a speech pathologist, and I was a
Okay.
physical therapist in a nursing home in Davis.
She was technically my
Okay.
boss.
Yeah, I was, but
I don't follow the rules.
yeah.
But I knew I wanted to be a physician assistant at that point. I thought, being a full MD, I'll be 60 and full of debt. PA I could do. It's a couple of years on top of what I did. So.
We were just talking to somebody. I can't remember who it was. And they said they've always liked the PAs better than the doctors anyway.
We were a lot
Was
better.
that you?
Yeah.
That was you. Okay,
Practitioners,
duh. I
PAs
talked to
are
her.
Tops, doctors are. The
Well,
egos are way up here, but their skill levels here.
Yeah.
I think doctors don't. Just,
that's
they
right.
ignore it.
No offense.
But I've had some great doctors too. But
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
the care that you get and the extra time, and I wanted to teach everybody whatever they didn't know, not just.
Yeah, write a
Yeah.
What
prescription.
did you say? I don't know. Here's your prescription. Go fill it.
Yeah.
So it was a good profession to be in, and I've met some great nurse practitioners. And I'm currently in my primary care as a PA. So
Okay.
get back to your story.
That's pretty much it. From there,
Good.
you
I
decided to
didn't do a
go.
lot with her life. I did way more stuff. She moved
There's
like
no
4
time
times
for that.
in her whole life, and then she met me, and we've moved probably to
Yeah,
7 or
it-
something.
That sounds
I
kind
moved
of
probably
familiar.
50
Pretty
times in
boring
my
and
life.
conventional,
Yeah.
but that's okay.
Yeah,
It was
pretty
a good life.
unstable childhood, but
Yeah, but growing up on the Central Coast in California was just wonderful at the time. I know everything's
you guys
changed and
went
different
sailing
now,
with
but
your dad. He was a sailor.
we had a
and all
sailboat
that
for a
stuff.
while in Santa Barbara.
Didn't get seasick, which I
no,
do. So,
no, and we went to the beach like practically every day in the
How
summer.
far from the
Yeah.
beach? did
We
you live?
usually would go
15
to
minutes
Pismo or Avila Beach, which was maybe 20 minutes away from
Yeah.
from home, and just piled in the station wagon, the Dodge 440, and
There you go.
we
Yeah,
go
and
to the
her
beach.
dad, her dad just doesn't age. I met him when he was 57. He's 87. He seems the same pretty much. And
No
Yeah.
we
kidding.
get along super well. I always enjoy seeing him. We have good conversations.
Yeah.
Always interested in my guitar. Is he practicing? Is he practicing? What's he playing? I send him videos, and he likes that.
He's
Yeah.
at the point, with his age that he doesn't want to travel anymore.
Sure,
He's
yeah.
he has a beautiful backyard, and he loves spending time in the backyard, and he just doesn't want to travel. So as a result, he's never met his great-granddaughter and his great-grandson, our grandkids.
Okay.
So we have a trip planned in September where we're going to take the RV to Pismo Beach, and we're staying there at the state campground. And our son and daughter-in-law and the kids are going to stay in a hotel there at Pismo Beach. And we're going to spend time during the day at the beach, but then every afternoon go over to my dad's and barbecue. My sister is going to bring her 2 boys out, so it'll be like a mini
That is
family
cool.
reunion, and he'll finally get to meet his
Yeah,
great-grandkids.
That is
so,
cool.
yeah.
That's
We're
neat.
looking forward to that.
Yeah, and he's really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
He always
bet.
asks about him and everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He even bought her, our granddaughter, the neighbor was getting rid of this partially built dollhouse that's
It's pretty good
They
size.
started it
yeah.
in the 80s and never finished it, so he thought, I got a bargain on it. And he's really crafty as well. He built furniture, he built a lot of his parts of his house, does all these projects on it. And it's
Man,
beautiful what he
love
does.
it.
And he thought, okay, I'll finish that. He got majority of it done, and then we surprisingly got it inside here, and then
Because we had to transport
she
it
and I-
from California
and
back
then
home.
the two of us kind of finished a few little details on it, and it's just, So he's thinking about her, and he
Yeah.
spent a lot of time just putting the roof on it and
Painting
painting.
it.
He made put stucco
He
on
did.
it.
He
Like,
put
Oh,
stucco
wow.
on it. It's
Oh,
like
my
he didn't have any
goodness.
experience
stucco
with this.
on a dollhouse.
That's
like-
incredible.
Yeah.
That's kind of how
So
my
that-
dad is, though.
He's
He-
just like that. He did stained glass windows. He
Built
went to buy parts, and
furniture.
they'd say, "Well, but you need to take a course." And he goes, "No, I don't." And it looked like he did it for years.
Yeah.
And then he changes to something else and does it.
Yeah.
Furniture he has. I said, someday when he passes, we need at least one piece. We don't have room for all of it. Just
Right.
you can't buy anything as good as that. It's
No.
so nice.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't do that stuff.
Yeah.
Not my wheelhouse. No.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
I can do it good enough for
I could
myself.
probably rough,
Yeah.
do framework, but not that fine.
Yeah. Nobody would pay me for my work. I'd starve.
No.
So no, that's very neat. Yeah, that's cool. So I think I heard you say stained glass.
He did that for a while. Yeah, we have a piece that we bought a custom house in Washington and had the contractor build a spot for it, exactly for it. And she goes, "We're not leaving that behind." So we took it, found a place to mount it over our front door at our last house, and then we found a place at this house to put it in our dining room where it hangs on chains and stuff. And
That's cool.
Yeah.
when you have those little curtains that your grandma made
My
those?
grandmother made
These
some like
beautiful little Dutch
little-
windmills and stuff.
yeah,
Neat.
kind of crocheted with like sailboats on them,
Uh-huh.
Dutch sailboats and windmills.
Yeah, more Dutch talent than I don't
Yeah,
know.
so the
Yeah.
dining room's kind of our little Dutch room.
Yeah, it's got a big picture of Amsterdam and
Yep.
Oh,
in
neat.
it, and
Yeah.
has her wooden shoes and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, her dad was the stained glass. We've got several
Oh, really?
lamps and
Oh, nice.
things like that
Yeah.
in there. So
Yeah.
we love it.
It's
So
special, yeah.
Yeah,
Very cool
it's,
stuff.
It's, individually just says, "What do you guys like? This looks good. Let's make this." Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
very cool.
Yep.
So what got you into RVing? Have you RV'd, camped all your lives, or
This is our first RV.
this is your first
First
one?
Yeah.
and only one. Yeah, we were. For me, it was like poor kids tent camp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When we were kids, went fishing in reservoirs, and that
Yeah.
was about it. A few times, and
Mm-hmm.
where it got started, I asked her, I don't know, 5, 6 or so, maybe even 10 years before we retired. I said, "What do you want to do in retirement?" She goes, "I don't know." And I said, "That's a bad plan." My parents had the "I don't know" plan. They never did anything before they died.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Yeah.
said, I was like, "Do you want to take up a musical instrument?" "No." "Do you want to do this?" "No." And I went, "What about RVing? Wasn't that just what old people do in a 40-foot bus?" I went,
I had a
"No."
stereotype in mind, you
stereotype,
know?
Yeah.
Everybody's old and has 40-footers. Like,
Uh-huh.
well, they're the ones that can afford them by the time they get to that age. So that, we can't. So I thought, all right. And so I started talking about RV, and I said, and then she goes, "Okay, what size?" And she goes, "Well, maybe 30. If it's too big, we can't go into national parks."
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at used, low mileage ones, RV Trade or whatever.
Yeah.
So I found some 30-footers that looked like they're really good. But I really wanted to get something smaller, partly for fuel mileage and convenience of travel and all that
Maneuverability.
stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Those things eat gas like crazy, and the diesel pushers were really expensive.
Yeah.
And then she goes into a camping where goes, "We should look at smaller ones." I went, all right, let me scratch
Back to the
what I've been
drawing
doing."
board.
Uh-huh.
So we were looking at like a 24-foot Class C, and this is 25-foot Class C.
Uh-huh.
And we had one we liked that Winnebago did. No offense to Winnebago, but it's just like the floor plan ended up being a little bit awkward. Her sister had a 21-foot Class C, had the overhang, and then had a corner bed. And I was looking at that size, and she said, "The corner beds are tough because you have to climb over it to get it.
Somebody in the
And I
bathroom.
went, "Oh, maybe we should get a walk-around queen bed."
Mm-hmm.
Everybody that made them, except for these guys, they had slide outs. And I thought, well, slide out, if there's a problem, there's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
If you park in a parking lot, not that we're going to stay at Walmart's, but maybe, again, no offense to Walmart, you can't have a slide out.
Walmart doctors that stay at Walmart and
Winnebago.
drive
Scratch
Winnebagos.
all that. Winnebago. No, they just didn't work. I'll put it that way. And you can't have a slide out. Well, we wouldn't have a bed.
Oh yeah.
And then, so we found one that had a slide out. It was not real expensive, but we were like, okay, we don't want to spend too much on one. Our house was basically paid off. We were still working. I was looking at videos on these things, made in Canada, super solid. They make like $800 a year. See, I'll give Leisure Travel Van a plug.
Uh-huh.
I looked at it, and I'd seen some of their ads, but not for this model. And the night before, I drew in my head what this is. I went, why don't they put the bed in the back, split the bathroom, they could have no slide out. Then I was looking at leisure traveling videos. Yeah, and they got this 25-footer with a walk-around queen bed, no slide-outs. So, what? And I said, these guys make one, but they're really expensive. She goes, so? I went, so?
You know,
You don't spend money. She goes, well, you know, we're working. Our house is paid off. Hopefully have it a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Quality build's so good, and it's perfect. It's a great size. The layout's great. The bed's always made. For us,
everybody's different, but
Oh,
for
yeah.
us it
turn
works
around,
out.
It makes it feel bigger than it is, but it's only. So
Yeah.
it gets like 17 miles a gallon most of the time, unless there's a wind like on the way here.
That's not horrible.
No,
for
For an
and a
RV,
diesel
that's,
in the
yeah,
front,
that's
small
not bad at
diesel.
all.
yeah.
And it's got almost 108,000 miles on it. Runs like brand new.
Yeah, it sounded really good coming in here.
Yeah. So I talked her into it, and I said, well, think about travel. I don't really want to world travel. I don't really like flying much anyway. It's kind of hard to drive there.
Yeah.
And so I said, but if we got an RV that's economical, back when we got this, said you could RV full time for a year for $5,000. You can't even take a trip, airfare, lodging,
No.
rental car, and then you're only seeing the city where you landed and maybe a little around it. So we can see everything in between.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll pick out, now there's all these websites that have these, they have this little, like Canada has all these little statues and things, and she's like, let's go there.
All these points of interest,
Just,
you know.
I'm
Yeah,
interested. I
exactly.
said the goofy stuff. It's fun.
Yeah.
So I said, we can see everything. We can do like this now. We got Harvest Host. We got Boondockers Welcome, BLM Land. Now that I'm of age and get the U.S. Forest Service half price, we can see the national parks for
You've got your national parks pass, your
So
lifetime
it's
pass
economical, and we see all the little stuff, and we meet people like yourselves and see farms. We've stayed on dairy farms in this, gone buy milk from them, or ice cream,
now.
or
Breweries.
Sure.
breweries, pizza places, or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
And just meet more people, see more things, and it's also on the ground, and I'm in control of it. And we can take our dog.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
super important.
Yeah.
And this one's got so much storage on it. We can take really anything we want. We put our e-bike switcher on the back, so we can ride those on rails to trails,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. So,
Very nice.
so once I got her interested in it, she just took navigation. She just took it over. I'm like, great. I don't want to do that part.
Yeah.
I think the thing is too is that
She's
at
not
that
like
time that we were ready to think about getting an RV, I think that the
Pre-COVID.
stereotype shifted a little bit.
Yeah.
So more younger people
Yeah,
were
Yes,
RVing.
that's true. Yeah, that is
And
true.
there were more of these channels and things, and
then there's all
it
those
just seemed
YouTube.
much more
Yeah.
accessible, and that there was a wider range of people, and
Yeah.
it seemed like the average age group that was buying RVs or that had RVs was going
kinda coming
down,
down.
and people were getting younger, and they just wanted some
And
freedom.
then COVID
Yeah.
hit, and the
Well,
price went out of.
Yes, but that also, made
That
the
was
demand
nuts.
go up too, because
Yes.
people were
Yeah.
like, if this is the
Demand's
way
high,
we have to
production
travel,
low,
we want to do
higher
that.
prices, and that's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I'm glad we already have ours.
So it was a blessing to definitely have it already for 3 years.
And
by
we
the time
we
COVID
bought
came
it 3
around.
years before I retired, so we had it while we worked to see. Somebody we went on a cruise said, you should buy it while you're working and see if you like it, kind of ease into it. I went, it's a great idea. So we used it every single month year round, winter and something. I mean, Oregon coast could be 60 in January.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
back when we were working, she had to plan 9 months in advance to have a spot. So we would know what the weather's going to be in 9 months. If you didn't, you wouldn't get a spot. But once we retired, we can go any day we want.
During
Let's
the
go
week,
Monday.
when nobody's
Monday,
there.
Tuesday,
there.
nobody's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sunday afternoon, whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
And she would just look online, go, they got some spots and it's 60 degrees or whatever. Let's go. And I'm like, all right.
It's not raining.
Yeah.
That was the biggest thing.
But it didn't rain that many
Yeah.
times in the wintertime, honestly.
No, but
For all
if it
the times of
did,
day.
it's not like I'd rather be in my own house if it's raining than sitting inside the RV.
It
But
wasn't
Yeah.
that many times out of all the years we
but
did it.
yeah,
How much are you on the road? I mean, out of 365
Gosh,
days, if
I
you had your
wanna
best guess.
say-
Well, let's say we put on average 10,000 miles a year while we were working.
Uh-huh.
So if that gives you an idea. Probably 3 months out of the year. if
But
you
I've
put all
kept
of it
I've
together.
kept a tally
Yeah,
of
we're
how
like a
many
weekend,
nights
weekend.
we've spent in this
Uh-huh.
since we had it, and
Yeah.
I think we're around 600 now. So
600 nights.
Yeah, we're
Wow.
almost at the 2-year mark.
Is your tally scratched inside the refrigerator door? Or how do you...
I have a little travel journal.
she does a
Yeah,
travel
I
journal.
just
That's
But
awesome.
keep
now,
adding to
so
it.
we were putting about 10,000 this year. Now we're putting about 15,000. So it's not, we don't want to do this too much either. Like full time, I couldn't do it. We
Yeah.
also, like being in our house. We got a full gym there, which is hard to bring on this. It's harder to keep the
True.
fit on the road.
Yeah.
And just having the space. And now we have a full basement, which is also where I have my guitars and stuff and drums down there, which is
Nice.
great.
I mean,
good.
we do love our home routine. We really do.
Yeah.
And then, of course, now with grandkids, it's hard
Yeah.
to be away for too long. This trip that we're taking now is going to be 26 days, and that's going to be
That's about
tough.
as much fun to do it, but we got to have that time to get there.
Yeah, for where we're going.
Where are you headed? Can I ask?
From here, basically just
can't ask.
straight east, and we'll go
Okay.
across, all the states of Pennsylvania and then Vermont,
Sure.
Connecticut, into Maine. We're spending a total of 4 days at Acadia National Park,
Ooh.
and then
Of course,
from
we haven't been to these areas yet.
from
so
there
it's-
going
Yeah.
north, and then we'll spend a couple of days around the Bay of Fundy, and then into Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island, and then coming down, we'll go to Cape Cod for a couple of days, and then head straight west. But we're going to hit, Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown,
yeah.
and the cornfield baseball
Oh,
field.
yeah,
to
Field
get
of
from-
Dreams.
Field of
yeah.
Yes, Field of
Yeah.
Dreams.
And also, if you know Guitar Sweetwater is in Fort Wayne, Indiana. They're the
Yep,
biggest
big
Oh,
music
yeah.
center there.
center of all instruments. So I'm going to stop and meet the sales guy that I bought 3 guitars from. But
He's an addict
it's
at
supposed
this
to be
point.
a really neat place, restaurant, recording studios, and I thought, hey, if we go through, I want to at least stop,
Yeah.
see it, check it out, meet the guy that I've talked to on the phone several times.
Now, wouldn't it be fun
So
to do a little recording there? Just, I mean, who cares how good you are?
Yeah,
Just
they
go
can
ahead
always
and,
edit it and make it sound good.
yeah,
They got
absolutely.
equipment that'll, compressors and all that make it sound good.
Yeah.
Or I'll
Yeah.
do air guitar and somebody else can actually play.
Yeah, there you go.
If you're really good, they'll believe it's you.
Yeah, and I said, I'm not going to bring my credit card. And somebody said, yeah, they probably have yours on file. I went, yes,
Ah,
they do.
yeah, yeah. No need
Shoot.
to have it in person.
No,
Yeah.
they're just customer service is old school there.
Yeah.
It's great. The guy calls you. They'll respond to text messages. Of course, they sell stuff, but they'll discount things.
in
if you
Fort
ask.
Wayne,
Wow.
Extra
Indiana.
sales pitch for Sweetwater. They,
Two
add
thumbs up.
two
This
years.
is not a paid advertisement.
Yeah, not paid. I'm not going to pay to say extra extended warranties and all that stuff. And just the sales guy, hey, I'll call you in a couple weeks and see how your guitar's doing. Any problems, they'll take it right back and no problems.
Man,
And they don't do that anymore.
yeah,
And they get,
you're
I
right.
get middle. They don't try to sell me anything or push anything. And I try to do budget. I'm not a pro guitarist, but if I can get something that plays as good as a Gibson or a Fender,
Yeah.
no offense, and I can spend
Doctor,
10% of the cost on it, I can get more for less. And
yeah,
and
Why
being
not?
2.5 years into it, I'm not a pro guy. We
Yeah.
have some that live with us that are one's still pro, so he has the Fender Gibson, but he also earns money to pay for him by
Yeah.
his gigs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's
yeah.
in his 70s and he still does it. We see him where we
Nice.
live.
Uh-huh.
Does rock band stuff. And
Oh, how cool.
his brother was I'll plug this. His drummer was his brother was a drummer for Black Crowes in the 80s,
Oh, wow.
and so they played forever. Played
Yeah.
for 50 years. And so I try to learn some things here. Anyway, so it's
For
fun,
sure.
so it's fun, and
Now, what prompted you? I think I'll pick up guitar today. What caused that?
I'll do the short version
Okay,
of that because
please.
there's always longer versions. I'll try to condense. 'Cause
Ron always has a
you'll
longer
run out of
version.
videotape. You can watch too long. People are falling asleep.
Yeah.
So the short story. I'll try to do the Cliff Notes version. Is that what you say? My biological dad took up drumming right when I was born.
Okay. On
That
you?
wasn't good for our family.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he did it professionally. It wasn't good for our family, but that's what he wanted to do. Got into bands, traveled around, and gee, let's see. It's like, who is that? That's not my mom he's with. No, that's somebody we don't know. So things like that. So of course they split up, and he wasn't ever around. But I just was naturally took to drumming. My brother and my sister, no, but I just really wanted to play drums after that. And maybe I don't know that it was genetic, but I just really loved it. And I drum on everything. I do it in here.
Yep.
So then I get
Steering wheel.
So I was like, when I'm 10, I go to a band teacher. Hey, I want to play drums. Well, we don't need a drummer, but we need a baritone player. Hand me that. Took it home. Went, nope, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
So then when in high school, maybe beginning of college, I mentioned to my mom about drums. She goes, I already did that. I'd be like, acoustic drums are loud. Didn't have a lot of room. She goes, I already put up with that. She goes, why don't you get a guitar and headphones? So I went, well, I'd like to learn that too. So I wish I still had it. I bought a used Fender Stratocaster from
I know.
Oh,
I didn't know what I
In one of the
had. I
moves, it
didn't
was like,
know
no,
what I
we're not
had. It was
keeping
a
this.
real one. It was probably built in the 70s.
Ah.
Real wood, heavy.
Yeah.
So I bought it
Man.
used, and I tried to learn how to play it in the early 80s when I started college, working, going to school, no internet. I didn't know the strings, no chords, didn't know anything. So I had it my mom bought me an amp and I had headphones. I didn't know how to play it.
Yeah.
We still had it until maybe 6 years ago, and then I donated it
Sad day.
before I knew any better. I
Yeah.
could update it, put new pickups and whatever. So anyway, I got rid of that, and then I was in Costco during Christmas time. They only have special. You see acoustic guitar there for sale.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And I just went over there and I kind of looked at it, and they had a Fender acoustic guitar, and I went, should I learn to play guitar? And one time I thought, oh, I'll never learn how to play. And I'm like, why would I say never? Other people can do it.
Yeah.
And I went home and I mentioned to her, and she goes, well, do you want to do it? And I went, I'd like to. She goes, go back and get it. You know, $180, not that expensive.
Yeah.
The cool thing is there's a guitar, but how am I going to learn? And Fender and they still do it. I'll give Fender a plug. They have
This also is not paid.
not paid,
Not a paid advertisement.
But it should be. It
Yes.
should be.
That was very good. If anybody Fender out there, super good program. This sticker says 90 days free Fender Play. What's Fender Play? I didn't know what it was. I looked it up. But tons of professionals on there that'll teach you. Here's how you hold it. Here's all the parts. Here's the strings. Here's the chords. Let's start with a one finger chord too. Blah blah blah. Here's bend. Here's vibrato. Here's tremolo. Here's some music theory stuff. And then you start progressing through this program to where you start learning how to play some songs. I'm like, and the 90 days free. Well, then when you buy another Fender bass guitar Squire, you get another 90 days free. So I got an electric guitar.
So that's really good justification for more instruments.
Yes.
I like
Wasn't it? I got a beginner,
Oh my gosh.
a beginner Stratocaster, the Squire site, but the quality was so good. I played that for almost 2 years. So then after I ran on my 90 days, I saw somebody recommend. Here's the no offense part. You can pay Fender $19 a month, or you can get a gift certificate off of Amazon. So I did that for another year and a half, and it averaged out about $6 a month to learn all the theory, could pause it, go back, whatever you wanted to do.
Sure,
it was great.
yeah.
Then I finally got to where I've kind of maxed out. They're really good for beginners. They're rated like 4.8 out of 10 or something like that.
Yeah.
But then I started getting where I'm kind of beyond that. I started trolling YouTube, and I find guys that teach really well to beginners.
Right.
They're free. Some have courses you can pay for. One of them I've paid for a little bit, but not very much.
Yeah.
And I probably learned 100 songs to play. I mean, mostly rhythm guitar stuff. But then as I get better and I make sure I use it, I don't have it just sitting there like a lot of people do.
Yeah, he does.
Then I say,
that would be me,
I think I've earned moving up in quality of guitar. So, I go from a $300 electric guitar with an amp to a $500, not a real expensive one, but big difference is getting in that middle range.
Sure.
I'm like, oh, this is a lot of fun to play. So now I got this style, but I don't have this style, so I need that, and it's all the tools in the toolbox.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
4 electric guitars and a good quality acoustic. Thank you, Zager. They are here in Lincoln, Nebraska. So there's a
Zager Guitars, Lincoln, Nebraska,
Yeah.
6'8".
Good service, good quality stuff. Okay. But then just recently, I thought I saw it, and this is what some of these guys do. One of these guys not only teaches songs, he'll also go trolling on Facebook Marketplace. Oh, let's see what's on here on his video. So I'll watch it. Hey, I found this amp for like $100 or whatever. But he did a DIY guitar, and I'm like, I didn't know they did DIYs. And he said, I've checked through the quality, and this
Like
one's
a
pretty
kit,
good.
right?
Like a kit where they build it, sand it, put all the parts together, then they take it apart and put it in the box, just so you can learn about guitar, how to build it, put it together.
That's cool.
It's all the parts plugged together.
Yeah.
And then you can paint it or not paint it. A beginner guitarist, basically, inexpensive parts, but on sale, Les Paul style was $145. So I was like,
Man.
But I thought, for $145 I can buy that, but then I can outfit it with good quality parts.
Right.
For around $500 I can have a $2,000 guitar. So I thought, and she goes, all right, let's do it. And still $500. I'm not spending a fortune.
I really can't say no.
Bank.
It keeps him busy.
And it
keeps him out of my hair.
I love it. It's so much fun. So then I thought, all right, well, to paint the color, a lot of expensive guitars use nitrocellulose lacquer, which is the high-end paint for guitars.
I didn't know that, but yeah.
I ended up ordering it from Canada. It would have cost the same in the U.S. It's expensive for the paint, and then they charge $15 to ship it. So it's like $50 for 12 ounces of paint. But you have to have it
for
look
guitar,
right.
special guitar.
So I thought, all right, in the garage, and I was like, hey, that actually came out pretty good. Not great. You can see some little flaws, but it didn't look bad.
Yeah.
And then I used Krylon lacquer for the back black and the black part and stuff.
Yeah.
And put it together, and hey, this sounds pretty good. The nut, which you probably know what the nut is, where the strings go through, I was trying to tune the high E string, and it kept breaking. I went, why is it breaking? And I looked at it and went, oh, I bet you it's pinching it off because the slot's not, it's plastic, cheap.
Oh.
So I took a drill and I laid it in the slot, drilled it out, and then it tuned great, and it sounded good. And I thought, well, for $8 I'll order a bone nut, which will make it better, and it'll be complete.
Yeah.
And she was gone last week. This is last weekend. This is almost the end of the story. And so I put that in.
This is the short version.
This is the short version. So I put that in there, no problem. But I nicked the paint. I thought, well, I better touch the paint up. Touch it up. It doesn't look good. Paint a little more, get worse. Touch it up more, gets worse.
You know, when you try to fix a mistake,
and
it just gets worse.
And I went, this looks horrible now. What did I do? I had it. I had a simple part. I put in. So I took it all apart.
Yeah.
Wet sanded it down. Painted. I still had some red left. Painted it a little darker, but it actually looked pretty good.
It does, yeah.
And then I put the electronics in. Now they're not working right.
Oh no.
But a part of a couple of wires broke, and I soldered them. It didn't work right, and it's just really inexpensive stuff.
Sure.
The wiring's cheap.
Yeah.
So I thought I'm just going to let it sit, let it cure while we're gone. Go back to it. If I can't get it to work, they have pre-wired sets for $20 or something. I'm just going to do that, put one in.
Yeah.
If I fully wire it myself, it'll be about $60 or more, and I have to solder every little wire. And I thought, I don't know if I want to do that. It'll work fine. The pickups that I bought, don't listen to this, from Sweetwater, give me a discount.
We'll be there soon.
Duckins, American made. Oh my gosh, made it a great guitar. It's like, there's the engine. I'm the driver. That's the engine. The whole thing. It's like, that was worth it. That was like half the cost of the whole thing was those pickups.
Wow.
But,
Yeah.
but it's just fun. Music's been my drug since I was a little kid. I became a rocker. Well, I can rock music since I was about 10.
Yeah.
And being able to play songs I like with these guys that teach, I always send them great messages. In fact, one of the guys that I really like lives near Nova Scotia, or near Halifax. And if I can get a hold of him, if you're listening, Kelly, then I want to meet him and just thank him in person since we're going to be there. And I'll say, hey, I appreciate, everything you guys do is like, they could be charging $100 an hour for this stuff or more.
Yeah.
And they just go, hey, I'm going to teach you this song. I'm like, I love that song. And I watch the video, it's like, I think I can do that. And then you pause it, back it up. Okay, I can do that. And as the better I get, the easier they are.
Yeah.
The acoustic stuff, John Denver, tough to play for me. So.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah. So anyway, I love music. Then of course I said, since I always loved drums, I need to get a set of electronic drums. So I did that, but they'd come way down in price unless you get the pro quality stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Granddaughter loved it, and in fact, our daughter-in-law last year made a T-shirt with different pictures of her on the drums when she was a year old with me, and and her name's Sloan, so she has the Rolling Sloans on it. And I wore that the other night to the band.
Awesome.
It's great, and you see her on there with sticks, and she's going,
oh yeah.
she's a year old, she's got headphones on, she's
yeah.
Oh, love
so fun.
Love it.
So it's just a lot of fun. I figured in retirement, using the brain, using the memory, and coordination. I'm also left-handed, I play right-handed, so that works well.
Challenging,
I played air guitar for 40 years this way, so it's natural.
Yeah,
a right-handed air guitar.
And it's fun. I'll just say, hey, I want to learn such and such song. My list is like 5 pages long of a song I want to learn that I found on YouTube. And I've got about 100 that I know how to play, at least the rhythm parts. Some leads, not a lot, because that takes a lot. But it's really a lot of fun. And again, here's a plug for Fender. Doing their website, and then this is the end of it. They're in their website where I was doing all the training. They had this giveaway every week, which was cool. It's that, you're automatically entered into it if you complete a lesson. And I always completed 2 or 3 every week. And I thought, they got to have thousands of people, I'll never win anything. And I got an email, oh, what would you like? A ukulele, a higher level guitar, an amp. I thought, well, I need a good amp.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like $160 amp. That's really cool. It was a $500 amp that I won. Thank you.
Man.
It's great, and it's they call it modulating, if I'm saying it right, sorry. You can download onto their, there's an app for it, download, like, let's say you like Van Halen, for example. Let's download their sounds from your phone onto the amp. And so you don't have to try to figure out, okay, how much gain, just download on there and you can name it whatever you want. So then I can pick that and get all this reverb and echo and all this stuff on it.
That is too cool.
Great. So it just is more fun all the time. And I always bring one on the RV. I've got a little headphone amp. I plug in, I can just practice, and
So you've got a guitar with you?
I always bring electric guitar. Acoustic takes too much room and it takes too much talent. So electric, the amp is like that big, and it plugs into the headphones, and then you put headphones on, or we plugged it into a Bluetooth speaker, so her dad could hear me play last time we were there, and a friend. And so that way I don't go a month without practice. I can practice whenever we have time.
I've got Bluetooth rigged up in that corn crib there, so if you want to plug in later tonight, like midnight.
I don't have to have Bluetooth. It just plugs right in, and it's just a battery operated amp.
Well, you can play for everybody that way.
Yes, the Bluetooth speaker.
Oh, the Bluetooth speaker, I just plug it into the wire. I don't even need it for that either.
Oh,
It plugs right into instead of headphones, you plug the speaker in.
Nice.
It's not even wireless. So, I mean, you could do it wireless.
Could do it,
Just
wouldn't
hardwire it. So
Yeah,
so it's a lot of fun. So there's my guitar story. I love it. It's fun. Thank you all for the free videos and encouraging people like me to learn, because someday I want to be able to teach other people for free as well. Because I think more music is good for the world. There's my world plug.
I love it. But
true.
Yeah, it's very true.
Yeah.
More music, more RVing.
Yep.
It really,
it's all good.
It's great. And I just love music my whole life, and to be able to play songs that I know, at least well enough to know what they are. And she'll even go, yeah, that was pretty good. I went, what was it? She'll tell me. I went, then I played it well.
Then I did it right.
Name that
it's
tune.
recognizable.
And where we live, if I got good enough, they've got guys there that play in some bands for the community. So someday, if I get good enough, maybe I'll play in one of their bands or something.
Oh, that's cool.
So it makes it fun. It just makes it fun. It's a good use of time instead of, I did family medicine for a long time as a physician assistant, and getting people that I couldn't get them to do anything. They'd make excuses, I couldn't get them to lose weight or whatever. And I said, my goal in retirement is to be healthy enough to do what I want because I can. And not to get a bigger chair and a bigger TV. That's my plan. And they would agree with that. They wouldn't always do what I said, but they would agree with that makes sense. So we try to practice what we preach to people. And, And she didn't tell you the things that she'll do is a lot of dancing, which people thought, have you danced your whole life?
That's her, not
I
me.
did some, as a kid.
Dancing.
Her story's shorter than mine.
Yeah, it started, as a kid, tap dance, ballet, jazz dance, and then, when it wasn't so cool anymore in high school, I dropped out of that. And but we moved to this 55 plus community, and we went to an event and ended up sitting at the table with one of the line dance instructors there in the community. And she says, oh, have you ever line danced? And I didn't know anything about line dancing. I thought, you just go to these Western bars and that's what goes on over there.
Yeah,
I did some of that too a long time ago.
It's really expanded, and it's all kinds of dance not just Western songs either.
Oh,
so,
really? Okay.
She says, come to my
Country,
beginner
Western,
class.
rock songs.
She says, do you know, a vine step? Yeah, I know a vine step. Do you know like a kickball change? Yeah, I know that from tap. And
that from 45, 50
so she
years.
says, okay, come to the beginner class.
And
so I went to the beginner class. She goes, oh no, you need to move up to my next level class right now. So that was actually
almost 2 years ago.
Almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years in October.
Wow.
And it's so much fun.
And I started the absolute beginner class.
There's
actually 4 guys in, 2 of them are near 80, and she helps teach it, and one of the other gals, super nice.
Neat.
Make it easy. It's a lot of fun. Good for coordination, good for cardio, and also good. I said also good for fall prevention.
Yes, it works on your balance.
You're working on balance and stuff.
Yeah.
Quick
and
feet.
A lot of people there are 70s and some 80s and things.
Yeah.
So.
That's cool.
Yeah. In fact, last weekend they had a big 4-day event. They call it a workshop, but it was really like a convention. They had over 300 people in Colorado Springs at the Doubletree Hotel, and the local line dance community, sponsored and organized, and they've been doing this for 24 years. And our group from our community brought 36 people, 1 man and 35 women, the largest group to attend this workshop. And they have like a cartoon character night, so we all dressed up as Minnie Mouse, and then they have a red, white, and blue night, different themes, and instructors, choreographers teaching 8 classes a day, and it's like
and
every
some of these
hour.
Instructors are world renowned, right?
Yes, and choreographed, very popular line dances, and so it was a lot of fun.
And on the Saturday, the main gal that she started working with, who's 80 now and has not nonstop energy.
Mm-hmm.
Her husband, almost 90, he and I went down Saturday just to be there
Observe.
and check it out and
Yeah.
observe. And it was really, I don't think I could do it for 2 days, but
It was
really
a
of
lot of
fun.
dancing.
I bet it
yes.
was,
Yeah.
Yeah, I do an hour a week, and that's kind of enough right now. As long
You have
as
to
it's
work
fun, it
your way
starts
up.
getting into, now this is a job.
Yeah.
Like guitar, it's about 2 hours a day is max, because they'll start
Yeah.
getting into being like a job.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
practice some things, learn some new stuff. And
But you
set it
know,
up.
you hear people say all the time, oh, you know, you're going to be so busy in retirement, you won't know how you ever found time to work. And it's true.
As long as it's good
We-
busy.
yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to the doctor tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and the
No.
surgeon,
No
and the
kidding.
It's our
pharmacy,
choice how we spend our time, and it's all
Yeah.
good stuff. It's been
And yeah, there's so many
wonderful.
activities there. Is this a plug for Todd Creek?
yeah.
There's like 50 plus clubs you can join. A whole variety. I even started a guitar club. It kind of
Uh-huh.
didn't work out as like I thought it was going to, but I got
Yeah.
people to start playing again.
Good.
Some of us get into little groups and work and stuff.
There's an RV
Good.
club there, and we've gone on a couple of little
They-
rallies with
Uh-huh.
them.
RV
And
club. There's card clubs. Pool. They have pool tables. They
you've
got
played
swimming
in
pool.
the
How big
billiards
is this
league.
community? How many homes?
There's probably at least 2,000 people live there.
Yeah.
About 1,200 homes. I
Okay.
think.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
That's big.
fairly good size.
Yeah.
And it just makes it like it's a mile away. A lot of people use their golf carts because we live on a
Yeah.
golf course and don't golf.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Hole number 6 is behind us. We bought that so we'd have space,
Uh-huh.
not because we were going to play
It's a
golf
nice view.
or walk out
Yeah.
and sneak
we
in
don't
hole
golf.
6 for free. We didn't do that.
No, we don't golf.
They don't golf. I don't want
But
to
there's
golf.
plenty of other things to do.
Yeah.
They have nice pool.
more
and
expensive than guitars. So
Yeah, this
Outdoor
is
pool,
a true
indoor
story.
pool,
Yeah.
ballroom, events.
And the ballroom, we got involved in there. This one guy's weird guy, but very talented pianist, and started writing these shows. We did this Broadway show, all these little snippets of Broadway shows, which I never saw.
Mhm.
And so he acted and sang, danced, and that stuff. So he does that kind
Yeah.
of stuff, and then they just have local bands play there, bands that they hire to come in, cover bands and things, and different guest speakers. A guy from Blue Angels was there and did some
Oh,
speaking.
nice.
and
yeah,
some
interesting.
motivational people, and just
Uh-huh.
80 some odd activities a year that they book through there for our
Man.
HOA that covers it.
It's
So,
amazing.
It's
man,
yeah,
I don't have to
it's
go
great.
anywhere. Most of it's free or 10 or 15 bucks
Yeah.
Man.
to do it. And then then they have a restaurant on site, so you can eat there. They have a
Mm-hmm.
smaller menu if we want just fish and chips or whatever. You don't have to just sit down.
Yeah.
So that makes it nice. And just we've met a lot of nice people, and not all of them are on death's doorstep, which
No.
is good.
Yeah,
They're very
it is
active,
Yes.
which
yeah.
is great. I mean, I'm sure there are a lot that aren't, but
Sure.
probably
yeah.
at least the ones we've met, 200 or more of them are just super.
Mhm.
And then I
Yeah.
found out how many people I can help with things. Guys
Mhm.
say, you need help carrying something, picking something up, climbing a ladder, painting something. So I have lots of that stuff.
Nice.
And the trade-off is just say thank you or invite me over to play pool, or if you have
Mhm.
pool there or whatever. I just like, nope, I don't mind. I don't have to clock in at work anymore.
yeah.
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 And
Yeah.
I really don't mind it. One couple, they're so much fun. They have a karaoke club. They have the better setup than they even bring there in their basement. And they did it for years and years, so they're really good at it. So once a month, they have a meeting with people, and then we show up and we just sing some songs there.
Yep.
How
Sing some
fun.
karaoke.
It's
yeah.
fun. Then they have karaoke down at the ball club, down at the clubhouse, which
Uh-huh.
we've never really done that. I thought, well, I don't get embarrassed. Why not? What the heck?
You reach a certain point in
It
your
just
life, and
doesn't
it just
matter
doesn't.
anymore.
That's
Although
right.
the
When anybody else
90-year-old that I was
thinks,
talking about that wrote
Yep.
almost 90, he does worry about that. He has this ego that's just incredible.
That's
he will
funny.
he will practice these songs. He's a really good singer.
yeah, he's very
For a
good, like a
month before it
crooner.
happens, and he knows the lyrics and everything. I was like, "What are you singing?" I don't know yet. I wait until I get there and
I
decide
know.
on the fly
What-
and go.
the mood has
"Hey,
to
that
strike
sounds
just
good." I
right.
have a kind of a list of songs that I might do in my phone. I go, "Oh yeah, I'll do this one," and get up
Uh-huh.
there. Or get somebody to sing with me or whatever. I'll sing with them. And
Sure.
does it sound good? I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And people are always going to applaud. And I said, and here people can't see, can't hear, and they can't remember, so it doesn't matter.
Not true.
It's not true, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's a fun story.
But yeah. I love the story.
So we just have
Yeah.
fun. You
Yeah.
know,
That's
just-
good.
and that's the name of it. Have fun, stay healthy,
Yeah.
have fun. And then on the side, we do some of this, and it keeps us, almost too busy sometimes.
Sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all right.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Be better that way than wondering what to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, don't want a bigger TV and a bigger chair.
Don't want to just
That's it.
exist.
One of the saddest things I ever saw was that was it. a guy that had been in the RV industry. My uncle lives in Indiana, and took me to see him one time when we were out.
Elkhart.
And it was Elkhart. Yeah,
Gotta go to Elkhart.
it was Elkhart.
There it
And
is.
he was one of the pioneers in Windows, and he had
Okay.
retired and was sitting at home watching Andy Griffith reruns.
Not that those are bad shows, but to only do that is not
That's
good.
that's
No,
all.
There's
And it's
more
expensive to
more
the-
to life
Very.
than that.
There's so
yeah.
much more.
My
Maybe
parents-
that's all he could do physically, but
Yeah,
I can't
yeah.
imagine that was the case.
Yeah, well, if he
Yeah.
did more
So-
physically, then he could do more physically.
Then he could do more
Yeah.
physically. Yeah.
That's kind of what my parents did. That's what I warned them about. They'd worked since
Mm-hmm.
they were kids.
Yeah.
And they got to retirement. It was TV or Indian gaming casinos. I went, guys, come on. And then it was all just passive.
Yeah.
Yes.
The TV's on.
Right.
And my mom developed dementia. It got really bad. She
Uh.
couldn't take care of herself. My stepdad died, and then she was on her own. So I got her into a nice apartment where
Yeah.
she had people cooking all that stuff, and she had fun. But she didn't.
They didn't really do any traveling
Then
or
they were
reading
They-
or
all that. I said they worked their whole life, and that's why I told her that whole. What do you want to do in retirement? I don't know. I said my parents did the I don't know.
we had
plan.
to have a plan.
Mhm.
They
Yeah.
didn't have any. So this gives it. I said this will always be a plan because there's always somewhere to go or go back to.
Right. Yeah.
And we've
Right.
seen maybe half of the national parks, and now I don't have to pay for them anymore.
Yeah.
That doesn't get taken
Bonus.
away. I don't
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, we still have a lot to see in the East Coast. We haven't. We
No,
just
we
didn't have
haven't.
time when we were working.
Right,
We were on the
yeah.
West Coast. We didn't have time to get there and back. And
Yeah.
Yep.
we drove this Route 66 all the way to Niagara Falls a few years ago. 2022.
Chicago and then
It was
to
a
Columbus and-
8,300
Yeah.
mile trip and up into Upper Peninsula of Michigan,
Sure,
across
yeah.
Upper U.S. And that was
Oh,
too
how
long
cool.
in it, but we wanted to get a lot in. That was 8 weeks. 4 is probably more than
It
enough.
was
Yeah.
it was tolerable at the time because we didn't have grandkids.
And we also stopped off a few times at their
at
house
our kids'
to
house in
take a break
Columbus.
from the road.
So we
Okay.
did get
No-
to
yeah, no grandkids, yeah.
to
Yeah.
spend some time with them and take ourselves off the road for a few days for a couple
But
of
we
weekends.
just really have, I mean, this has just been great, and it's the only one we've ever had. I said, if we bought this today, here's a ding for you guys, it would cost over twice as much for the
yeah,
same
they
one.
Oh, yeah.
really
In 8 years,
Everything
almost
has
over
just
twice.
gone
It was
nuts.
not cheap when we bought it, but it's very high quality.
even with the miles on it, I think we could sell it for pretty close
Close
to
to
what
what we
we
bought it
paid
for
for
now.
it. Yeah.
Because in such,
They-
this is the only
they
thing that
maintain-
stands out because we didn't winterize it properly
Yes.
for
Oh.
New
we
water
lost
heater.
our hot water heater.
Yeah.
That's why that's
yeah.
white.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
found the hard way, like, oh, it gets below 0 here. Ow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Colorado
Broke the
winters.
pipe.
Colorado winters can be
But it's
brutal.
been,
Yeah.
but it's been great. We've seen so many different things that we never would have saw. And we went and did travel as kids. We were poor.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
didn't do much. I mean, the yearly take the tent and go fishing at the reservoir
Same
at the same
place.
spot.
Yeah.
A few
Yeah.
years that's all we did. It was like 3 hours away. Didn't go anywhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't fly until I was in my 30s when I met her.
Mhm.
First time I ever flew.
Wow.
I don't like it now, but I always
I'm
did
I'm
it.
with you on that. I do not.
Lately,
like,
yeah, it just,
I don't mind
And
being
it's
in
getting
the
worse,
air.
it seems like. And now there's too many near misses. I went,
yeah, there's been
That's true.
issues lately.
I have
Yeah.
brand new brakes, brand new tires. I stay awake, and if I can't, she'll drive.
Yeah.
So
That's the way to
we're
go.
good. Pay
Yeah.
attention. It's still all straight. We're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
So this is allows us to see everything up close. Again, doing things like this is a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
To go
yeah.
to places like
We have a blast. My mom lives
Yeah.
with us. I didn't tell you that.
yeah.
She's
Oh.
89, and
Oh,
so
wow.
she's
we
probably in
don't
better health than you are.
very very likely.
Right?
Yeah.
I
She's
mean, you
hanging
don't
in
make it
there.
to 89 unless you're in good health.
Yeah, that's
Usually,
right.
Not usually. So
So yeah, she's doing good, and
yeah, super.
but yeah, so we enjoy that, but we don't get
Yeah.
out and travel because of that. And that's
Yeah.
Okay. We're good with
Yeah.
that. Our
Yeah.
time's coming,
This
but
is a good place.
Yeah.
for
we
it,
don't mind being here. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
almost
Yes.
5
It's a nice-
acres, and
yeah.
it keeps us busy. I'll tell you that.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So,
we had
That's
5.5 acres for a while now.
yeah, it's pretty fun.
And ran a 7-day-a-week urgent family care clinic at the same time. I
Oh,
had a
so
kid
you had an urgent care business? Is that
yeah,
what you
for
ran?
almost 10 years we ran it.
Wow.
I'm surprised it didn't kill me, but
Seriously.
Close.
it was 7 days a week for half of it, and the other half of it dropped it to 6, but still.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
It's a lot. Yeah, I had every hat there was, as well as a full-time provider.
Well,
Oh,
and
my
it
goodness.
just got to the point where at the 10-year mark, the whole industry had changed
Yeah,
so much.
you know,
Yeah.
what we were calling dock in a box, basically. All these urgent cares popped.
It
We went
became
from
a
like
big thing.
10 urgent cares in 2003 to over 60 in the Portland metro area. There was
Yeah.
almost none when I opened it, and they're everywhere.
goodness.
Yeah.
everywhere, and I was like, I can't compete with these big companies, and
Yeah.
it was getting tiring. I did
Yeah.
it for a
7
long
days
time.
a week. That would.
Yeah.
That's
and they're
rough.
12-hour days during the week. It was 8
Yeah.
a.m. to 8 p.m. Plus you had to be there early and late, so sometimes I was there 7 days a week.
Of course, you never had any personnel issues, I'm sure, with your
Oh,
staff.
never!
That was the worst of it. How do you know that? Yeah, that's always the worst.
And being a PA, I had to legally be under a doc's license, even though physically I never needed one, but the law said I did.
Yeah.
And a lot of them were not good, and I fired a few, which means I couldn't work. And the last one I did,
Oh, man.
I won't say your name on here, but
Yeah.
I thought I can't do this anymore. I just thought, I had a nurse practitioner. You can work without a doc license, and we'll give it 6 weeks to
close things
to
down.
close it down and
Yeah.
give people
Yeah.
notice and stuff. And
Yeah.
and then it was working 4 or 5 other jobs in the next 5 years until I retired.
Yeah.
Because
It's tough to work for someone else after you've worked for yourself for all
Well,
that time.
even before that was
Yeah.
tough. 'Cause
Yes.
employers usually were not very good that I worked with.
Yeah, you have your
Yeah.
standards, and it
My
just
standards
seems,
were always way too high. I work
Yeah.
really hard. I work harder than anybody else. I never call in sick. I'm never late. And you're giving me this, and I'm giving you that. I'm like, this. You're not paying me
It's
enough.
not
for that.
fair.
Right.
The money's
Yeah.
not enough for me. I gotta have respect.
Some
and a good
satisfaction
employer.
too. Yeah.
Yep.
So I
Yep.
changed jobs a lot.
Yeah, I bet.
And
Yeah.
then finally retired, and I got used to it. I'm like, this is great. What do you got? It's like my friend that still works.
Why did I wait so long?
I have a friend I went to PA school with that still works, and he goes, what are you doing today? I said, probably going to play some guitar. What are you doing? Oh, that's right, you're going down to the pit.
Yeah.
Oh, how long is your surgery today? Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think he's got another year.
He's
and
close.
gonna
He's
retire.
close.
His wife's
He's
younger.
close.
He didn't want to quit before she did. So.
Yeah.
Well, some of us folks really appreciate y'all that are in the medical community, so don't
It-
all retire. Some of you hang in there.
That's
Well,
right.
it's getting tougher, but the
It
thing
is.
that I
It
enjoyed
is.
about it was
Regulations.
if
Yes.
you took out the red tape part, the patient care part, I really
Yeah.
enjoyed it. Also, you can't not 100%, but I really enjoyed it. I even worked in county jails and prison.
Mm-hmm.
The prisoners ever bothered me. It was always management.
Yeah.
They should have been in jail. Terrible. But the patient care, I always enjoyed it. And where we
Yeah.
are now, I said, if somebody wants some free advice that's unofficial on the license, just ask. I'll give you little tidbits or where to look at for something. Or,
Yeah.
So if they're not sure, just I help. So at least I can help a little bit.
Yeah.
And
You're
set a
talking
good
about
example.
the red tape stuff, and I just recently had a heart cath
Oh,
and
Yeah.
survived it, so
Good.
that's why I'm here.
You're still here again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
were.
in the process, it was one day in, and it was over $100,000.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
For the bill.
And they only collect that much of it, but
Well, but I'm self-insured through a ministry called Samaritan Ministries.
oh, okay. Yeah,
And
we've heard of
so,
that.
and it's not really self-insured. They're not insurance.
Yeah, it's
but-
kind of like a group.
It's a group
health
health.
share.
Yeah,
Yes,
yes. shared
So we're in the
plan.
process of getting checks now to help reimburse that. But they
But
literally
you're like,
took 60,000 off the top, and they
don't have
reduced
to
it
deal with
because
the
they don't have to
insurance.
deal with insurance.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
It's
that's
almost
a-
like cash
yeah.
pay,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, the
so you
cash
get that
discounts,
discount. And
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even still, my dad, when he had his first heart attack, the second one kind of took him off the earth. But the first one, he was really worried about it. That ambulance ride is going to cost a fortune that I took for 2 miles, and they didn't
Yeah.
do anything. I said, you and my mom are the worst patients. Here you know what I do, and you just say we don't do
They
anything.
didn't do
I'm like,
anything.
oh, that's right, we didn't do anything. We didn't know what to do emergently while you were passed out. We had no idea.
Yeah.
Because
we didn't do anything.
Patients we don't like.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I said, so how much did you end up finally paying? It was like 110 grand or something. He paid $100. I said, be quiet, Dad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You paid
seriously.
$100 for all that. Be quiet.
Uh-huh.
They
Yeah.
saved your life. The second time, they couldn't do it. But,
Not so much.
so
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's expensive. And being on the other end of it, owning our own clinic,
Mm-hmm.
I would, anybody on Medicare, and it's not, and I would educate them. They would say, well, I have double coverage. I said, no, you don't. You have somebody else that's taking over your Medicare called United Healthcare or whoever else.
Right.
Health
The
Net.
Advantage plan.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
said, so if I charge $100 today, make it easy, I get about 30. And I
Yep.
cannot bill you for the rest of it.
Nope.
That doesn't even cover my time as a PA.
No.
And they would they disagree and said, no, it's 100% covered. I said, let's do logic here. Don't you think if it was 100% covered, I would fill my clinic full of you guys?
Yeah.
I said, who else takes Medicare in town? Well, not very many. And I went, why wouldn't they do it if it was 100%?
Mm-hmm.
The
Because
reimbursement
not.
rate is
It's
low.
Somebody else
yeah.
takes it over. They do volume that helps them get it.
Yeah.
Sometimes do what they shouldn't do on their end and make it seem like you got a bigger disease than you do, so they can bill more, all the stuff that you're hearing in the news.
Yeah.
And we don't get it, and we're the ones doing the work, but we're not getting paid. Insurance companies get it. I'm sorry, digging a little bit. And we wouldn't get paid. And I said, so we had to have a certain percentage that we'd see a day to make us float.
Right.
And we'd take Medicaid, and I took VA. VA was also just as bad. It was all government.
Low reimbursement, yeah.
So I would say about 25, 30%, and then hope to get some cash payers. And then even the better insurances only paid about 60. Patients might have to pay a little bit.
Yeah.
So maybe $60 on 100. Patient pays 20. I'm still out 20. So I got $80, but it was more than 30.
Yeah, that's right.
So I'd have to, between cash and that, have 70% that and 30%. Because I wanted to see everybody. I didn't want to discriminate. I'm not taking Medicare and all that stuff. And I love seeing older people.
Well,
really
and a lot of
that's my
times
favorite
they need the care more than anybody else. You know,
they
they have the higher
actually
needs.
really need care, not just drug seeking.
Right.
Yeah.
Or, I hurt my fingernail. Hypochondriac stuff.
There's all
they
kinds,
actually need a little help. And I'd say, come in for physical, whatever. So I really enjoyed the people that really needed the care, and the other ones that's kind of, okay, deal with it, chart it, whatever.
Yeah.
So I saw both sides of it. So anybody wants to know about the other side of it, let me know. And I worked in so many different places and experienced so many different things. It's like jack of all trades, not a master of anything.
Yeah.
She knows stuff in depth. I know very little about a lot of things.
Now remind me, you
I was a physical therapist.
Physical therapy, that's
and
right.
for the last 23 years, I worked in a hospital in acute care. So people who had
in Vancouver,
Vancouver, Washington. So anyone who had a joint replacement or a stroke or just pneumonia or
a 30-year-old whiner.
Saw them too.
That was big.
Some trauma, spine surgeries, a little bit of everything, heart surgeries. That were inpatient open heart surgeries. So. And I did enjoy it. I mean, I stayed with that hospital for all of those years.
That's impressive.
But I would say between treating the patients, who were great, and most of them really appreciated the care. We both worked in nursing homes before that.
That's where I met her. And as a speech therapist, that's the only jobs there were back in the 90s before Medicare changed things.
And I mean, I would have to say that working with the geriatric population is probably my favorite type of patient.
You really enjoyed when you first started there. She did wound care on she did my old lady diabetics.
Yeah.
She just had a great time. She cut off some of the dead
debriding and bandaging
and
wound
and then they
healing.
took that service away, but they had her. That was like her specialty for a while. She loved
I just love that older population. They're always so appreciative of what you could do for them, especially in the nursing
homes.
homes.
They're not whiners usually. They usually, I might have broken my neck.
They're tough. They come from tough stock.
Yeah,
they do.
They're soft. They're
a lot
tough
of grit.
And just appreciative and all that. I loved it. The gal that does the main dance teaching that she learned from about a month or so ago fell and broke her hip. But she called me. She only weighs about 80 pounds and she's nonstop moving. And she called me and she said, and she's like, oh yeah, I fell yesterday, but I think I'm fine. I think I strained it. And I said, well, let me tell you what, over the phone, I said, you're 80, you're tough, you don't complain, you broke it. I almost guarantee you broke your hip. I don't think I did. Next morning, hey, guess what? You broke it, didn't you? She goes, yeah, broke the neck.
She was still walking on it?
She was walking on it, not complaining. I mean, she's laying in the hospital. We went and saw her. She's smiling away. She had surgery, no pain.
Yeah.
She's
didn't 6 weeks out now.
The whole time she was out. And then I had people in their 30s, I hit my knee on something, some oxycodone. I'm like, really? And here she is, I broke my hip, whatever. She would have still danced on it.
She would have,
But that's why I told her, I said, I know you guys, because I saw Benny, over 80, a female with osteoporosis, who's tough, broke your hip. I can almost guarantee it. I was like, I told you, I said, I know it. I had a lady that broke her neck and came into my clinic. And she was more embarrassed about, she fell and kind of scalped herself.
Oh.
That was an easy fix.
Yeah.
I just
stapled the skin back
down. And I said, she goes, honey, I just want to go home. I'm so embarrassed. She was worried about her hair. She's like 85.
Yeah.
And I went, wait a minute, how'd you do this? Well, I was going down my front steps. I tripped and hit my head on the railing. And I thought, okay, whiplash. And I said, how's your neck? Oh, it's a little sore, but it's okay. And I said, do me a favor. She wanted to just go home. I said, I put a collar on her. send her. I could bypass the ER and send her right to radiology and have them do a really good,
good.
neck X-ray that I wasn't good at in my clinic.
Yeah.
And I said, stat call, which means hold her until I get the results. Radiologist goes, did she walk in on her own? I went, yeah. He goes, she has a hangman fracture, 2 fractured vertebrae in her neck. She could have died if I had not sent her in. And they put her in a halo and she's not going anywhere. So if I had not used the tough old lady scenario in my head, I said, okay, well, if your neck is for come back and see me, she could have died. She could have just snapped the rest of her neck, and she would have, that high up would have killed her.
Stopped her breathing and
stopped her breathing. It was too high up, and she couldn't have lived. And I thought, oh my God, I'm so glad that my intuition was right about.
Seriously.
Could you just at least get an X-ray for me? And she's like, okay, honey. 2 fractures, and she had a little soreness. A little.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he just was amazed. She walked in on her own. I went, yeah. He goes, oh my gosh, she had a hangman fracture.
I would say for both of us,
a nuisance.
those were probably our favorite patients, is the older patients.
Yeah.
I had one that fell off of an attic ladder that ripped a hole all the way down almost to bone, and I fixed it. I went, what did I just do? I had her come in regular, make sure it didn't get infected.
Yeah.
And she just walked in, oh yeah, I just fell off of an attic ladder and I hit a screw. My medical assistant at the time wrapped, she goes, oh, wait till you see it. She had lidocaine. This one, I don't need that much. Oh, wait till you see it. I went, oh.
Oh yeah, we're gonna need
that's a 4-layer closure I got to do in an urgent care, and I've never done it before. I went, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing?
YouTube, no.
There was no YouTube yet.
I know.
So I try to remember from school. It hadn't been that long since I was out in surgery. I went,
Yeah.
I just got what you said about YouTubing it. Yeah.
I was like, well, 2005.
Just a moment, I need to consult YouTube.
I used to say that. Have you done this before? I watched on YouTube this morning. I can do it. Or I would pretend to be blind. I'd go, is this you? And they would go look at me and go,
I love it.
I could get the humor out too, which was fun. Depending on the patient and what they're there for, but I had fun with patients, and they would break the ice when they come in.
Oh, sure.
They'd be worried about something. As soon as I figured out there was nothing life-threatening, we could bring it down a notch and
laugh
a little bit, tell a little bit of jokes and about cranial rectosis that people had, where their head's buried up here, and there's no cure for it, and that kind of stuff. And they just laugh, and and then they leave with a laugh and happy instead of
feeling better.
That guy was mean and terrible, and I got a bill for this. So I enjoyed that part of it. It was fun.
Yeah, I had my experience with PA a long time ago is I had some kind of a chest something or other. I can't even remember.
Was it costochondritis maybe?
Sure. Bronchitis or something.
Oh, you had a cough. Okay.
I had a
strain in your chest wall. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was a cough and stuff.
Yeah.
And he looked, I had talked to the doctor, got a prescription, gone home, and I came back a couple weeks later and said, man, this thing is not any better. He said, well, the reason why is because you got a prescription. You need to let this one write itself out, because once if you start a prescription and drop it, especially, which I probably did knowing me, if you do that, it's really gonna, it'll get worse. And and he said, just write it out. You'll be fine.
Majority of coughs are viral, and guilty as charged for overprescribing. And I talked to my doctor about it. I said, if we practice medicine the way we're really supposed to do it, we would not see anybody. We see 5% of patients that come in. Most of them do not need to be seen. Wow. Coughs are almost all viral. Sore throats are almost all viral. Maybe some strep now and then. Ear infections are mostly viral. Stuff that you do to your skin, you can do it over the counter. A lot of lacerations are small. You can get the glue over the counter. Yeah. All that stuff. But they come in. I said, since they're here, I would, a lot of time, and being urgent care, they might be traveling. So you flew in from Nebraska to see me, and I don't write a prescription. You get home and you see somebody here, you've seen somebody twice, you're really mad, and on the internet they didn't know what they were doing. I was sick and my doctor gave me a prescription. Yeah. So what I would do is, you come in with that cough, I go, it appears viral right now. I'm going to write you Z-Pak or Zithromax. Hold on to this. Now you have it as emergency break glass. So if this lasts 2 weeks, or you're getting color, or running a temp, fill it, and then follow it with your primary care within a week's time. I love that. So I did that, and I charted it. And the doc that worked for me, why do you write that stuff? Because you know they're not going to follow directions. I said, well, people that you tell not to smoke don't follow them either. So I said, all I can do is recommend, and I chart it, because I said, dig it. I know, I said, this part business, I know it's not exactly right, it's not clean, but they're going to be mad when they get seen again by somebody else, and then that person writes a prescription. You're an idiot, and it's all over the internet.
Right.
You can't stop it. It gets duplicated all over the place. That happened to me once. Some guy lied on 2 pages, and I couldn't stop it.
Yeah.
And I said, so I write it, but I document, and I recommend, I put it in there. To hold it, because this guy, you live here. It's like you can't come back and see me next week.
Right.
You're going to see somebody here, but if you're better, likely even if you filled it, if you would have not filled it, the same thing happens. Give it 2 weeks and it'll be gone.
Yeah.
You didn't get pneumonia. So that's why I did that, and I said, I'm guilty as charged. I wrote too many of those things.
Yeah.
But now I'm not working
But
in
you gave the option and you explained it
tried
way
to
better.
hold this
way
until
better.
you got
than,
color
Yeah.
or starting to run a temp. Now we're going bacterial. I said the virus is not going to get cured with an antibiotic. It's not going to work. So at least I educated them, and I would, explain things and document it all. And
yeah, I really appreciated that because it was a little bit different story, and it worked.
Well,
yeah.
Or I had a guy, or sometimes they treat it too readily. I had a guy that came in with a cough, and this was when I was very new into practice. Another one I'm glad I was intuitive about. He said, yeah, I got this antibiotic down, blah, blah, Southern Oregon. He goes, this stuff's garbage, didn't work. And I said, what do you do? And he says, well, I'm a truck driver. And I went, checked his pulse, listened to his chest, and I said, you have any pain down here? He goes, a little bit. And I was like, let me get a chest x-ray. Like, you got a pulmonary embolus. You got blood clots in. They fully missed it. Clot from driving, sitting still, travels from here, goes into lungs. So he's coughing, but it's not from a virus or bacteria. He's got blood clots in his lungs. And I sent him to the hospital, and the doc that was my supervisor for the jail calls me. He says, why do you send this guy to me? You're just dumping him on the air. He's giving me a bad time.
Yeah.
He goes, I said, I think he has a pulmonary embolus. And here I am a year and a half out of school. He goes, oh, no, he's got cancer. I said, symptoms don't come on within a week with cancer.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'm just telling you. Then they did the scanning, sent me the results, peppered with all over. So he was inpatient on a blood thinner.
Oh, man.
So I felt really good about that one.
He's
Seriously.
one, what you're saying is that was written a prescription for a cough.
Yeah,
when
right,
it wasn't
it
a
was
bronchial
way,
issue
way
at all.
They didn't do
Yeah.
a thorough enough history. That's one thing I learned in school. You got to do a thorough history. I found this guy's a truck driver. He had pain in his calf.
Be a good listener.
So then once I did a chest x-ray, you could see you couldn't even see his lungs. It was so bad. Then his breathing, his oxygen saturation was low, but his heart rate was up. And I was like, you got that's classic symptoms of a remember that much, not just, you got a cough, here's prednisone or zithromax and let you go on and die somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, I've heard that insurance companies grant you 7 minutes to see a patient as an MD.
Is
that a truth?
That's not even totally accurate. They don't really grant you that. It just comes out to if you don't see patients with really less than 15, it used to be 15 minutes, but less than that, you're just losing money.
Yeah,
you got to. It's volume
can't stay
counts
open.
because using Medicare. Let's say I saw 10 Medicare patients. But I gave them what they should have. I gave you 45 minutes. Well, I made $30. So I'm going to go broke. And there were some places that went broke because of that. So if it was urgent care, when it was routine stuff, you know your stuff. I could get people with routine stuff like yours in and out of there in 10 minutes time. Charting took me almost more time, but I'd seen it so many times. Ears, throat, listen, heart, lungs. Like, you got bronchitis, you got a virus. I mean, I've seen it 1,000 times.
Right.
Unless they have some weird symptoms like this guy went. It's kind of that. I had to teach other students. I said, know the horses and know the zebras. The zebras those are the ones you refer. The horses are the horses. They all have the same cough, same throat, same bladder infection.
Like textbook type stuff.
Don't just cut corners because then you miss that guy.
You'll miss that zebra.
And write him the Z-pack that could have died, or the broken neck that could have died. So you can't miss the zebras. Somebody dies or you get malpractice.
That's huge responsibility.
And then you got a house full of people, and I did family medicine and urgent care at the same time. So I got walk-ins. Sometimes I have 50 patients in a day. So you're trying to think really quick to get them in there and out of there, and you still got a chart.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So it's not for everybody, and I had some doctors and nurse practitioners that missed stuff that that didn't cause any big problems. I had to almost cover for them and see a follow-up and go, they didn't see this before on the x-ray. And somebody, like a fracture that got missed, but they got put into a walking cast, what basically is what you do anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, the fracture didn't show last time, but now that 3 days has gone by, it's showing.
Huh.
That was what I pitched that one at somebody. to cover it because they didn't do anything wrong, but they missed the diagnosis.
Right.
And
Yeah.
It's such a complex system the way it is now.
It
I
is.
mean,
It
there's
is.
no easy solution.
same with for her. It seemed, what was it? You could see patients for like 2 minutes and chart for 2, and that was about it. I mean, it
Yeah,
wasn't 2,
I
but
mean, they would want us to see a patient in the hospital, doing everything from start to finish, moving them, getting them
Fully
out of bed,
evaluate,
transferring
chart.
them, walking a certain distance down the hallway, and then charting
And
in
chart.
great detail to show that you provided skilled care.
it was like
all,
15 minutes.
Yeah, in like 15
But
minutes.
that's all insurance would pay for. It used to be, when she and I were working together back before 1999, it was fee for service. So if we had a brand new, somebody had a stroke, I hope nobody that you know has one, I could see him 3 times a day, she could see him 3 times a day, respiratory, occupational therapy, all this could see him. That, that's a lot of billable time.
Right.
And a full hour, or the evaluation could be 2 hours long, charting included, talking to family, all that stuff. So there was a lot of jobs with good benefits and good pay, and you had to be careful on those who abused it.
Right.
And for me, I made sure I followed it to the T, but I was very productive, and so was she. 1999, all of a sudden it went to, they called prospective payment system. They offered you about 12 hours of therapy a week, and that was it. So you had to make all of your resources work for the 12 hours. So usually PT got it, nobody else, so they started laying people off, and she lost her job, so she ended up in the hospital. Because it was like, oh, now we don't need you, we need you to commute, we need you to be on call, and basically
It was like diagnosis related. So if you had a hip fracture,
you
got so many treatment visits and so many hours. Yeah, and
it was like cookie
so
cutter. And the quality of care went.
Yeah, it was tough to
Yeah.
squeeze all of that in. It was just no way.
It was almost just get them stable and they're done, and they go to a long-term care facility.
Yeah.
Or they're really good and they're going home.
Yeah.
And so her at the hospital, she got the job. She hadn't really worked hospital since she first was a PT. I said, I know you can do it. You're smart enough. And her pay dropped like $7 an hour to work in the hospital from the nursing home, and took time over time. It grew and it got
build
better,
back
and the
up.
benefits were better. It was a better job.
Yeah,
Good.
it was stable.
And
Yeah.
she told
Yeah.
you she worked out 22 years. The longest time I ever worked for anybody else was 5.5
Yeah.
in my whole life.
Wow.
And that was my last job before I retired. And I interviewed 4 times during that time because of the management there.
Yeah.
But I was so close to retirement, I thought, I can't be bought, but I'm almost to retirement. They're paying me really well. I'm not going to just jump to another job like I normally would. It's got to be really, really good, or I won't
Write
go.
it out. Write
And
it
then
out.
finally it
Exactly.
was
That's
like-
what I said.
Finally, it got so bad, and she looked at our finance. She goes, "We're good." I went,
Yeah.
"I'm out."
Yeah.
And
I'm done.
I just wasn't ready to
And
do
her
that.
job was good, and actually the
liked it.
management wasn't so bad for her.
Yeah.
That's
And her
makes a
job, but
difference,
for
yeah.
being a prescriber, a lot of times you're a target. I was a prescriber, and I also wasn't a doctor, so
Oh, okay.
you get
But-
that discriminatory. You don't know what you're doing, kind of thing.
He retired then, and I was still working,
2
and
months
it was
later,
like
COVID.
right before COVID. And
Yep.
so
Wow.
he was stuck at
Man.
home. We couldn't do anything.
Before guitar.
Yeah, we had a dog. Yeah, there was like nothing for his
Yeah, it
free
was
time. And he said, I've read just about all
I
the
read like 26
John Grisham books that there are.
They were great, and I said a 6th grader can read these, so it's perfect for me.
Yeah.
I can remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stephen King a little too tough, but that I was like, I can follow. And then I enjoyed the law stuff was fun.
So I
Yeah.
switched from 3 days a week to per
And then
diem,
we
like
were
an
able to-
on-call.
Oh, okay.
And
then we
then
could RV.
I could work,
Yeah.
7 or 10 days in a row, and then be off for
We got
3 or
off
4
a month.
weeks. And
Nice.
And
Then-
that just allowed us to travel. So I was getting depressed being home. I love my dog, this one too, but it was like there's only so much I could do with the dog.
Only so much you can talk about.
Reading,
Yeah.
and then, and
Here.
I was getting
kind of
bored.
one-sided.
And also the way I left the job, it wasn't good. It wasn't like,
Yeah.
oh, it was great, you retired. It was like, nope, I gave him a quick notice and got out before I just
Yeah.
lost it. But once he went up per diem, that made us, oh, great, now we can start traveling again in the RV, or more often than we were.
Yeah.
And that just really helped my
Yeah,
mental health out, I guess, because
Sure.
yeah.
this wasn't how I
Yeah,
wanted
so I
to
did
go
that
out.
for 2 more years, and
Yeah.
then finally,
And when she was done,
I
she
was
was
ready,
done. She
yeah.
goes, nope, I'm ready. And I went,
Good.
yeah.
And then people are like, are you guys still working with Colorado? No, we gave up our licenses. We'd have to get licensed in
Yeah.
Colorado. And
No
Oh,
interest in
yeah.
continuing to
and
work.
I
We're
asked her,
done.
I said, you
Yeah.
miss work? She goes, heck no. I went, that's
No.
a good answer.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at least if I can help other people out, which I've always done, and it
Sure.
doesn't matter in what way,
Yeah.
then I feel good that I'm doing something for somebody. And I always thought, I do not want to get paid for it. Just do something for somebody else that you can do. Or
Yeah.
might be part of our singing group. They do that part, so I help them build furniture, put things up, things I can lift, they can't, or whatever it is. And I say, no, just feed me lunch. I don't care.
Yeah, that's neat.
Or one guy said he wanted to take us to dinner. I said, just invite me over to play pool. You got this pool table sitting here. He goes, okay. To me, that's payment. It keeps me social.
Oh, for sure.
Gives me somebody to talk to, somebody to play pool with, whatever. So.
Now, I want to say something. For the record, before we started, what was that question you asked me?
Why did you guys do this? This is
No, the other one. This is a different one. What was the question about prompts?
Oh, I said, will you ask us questions so that we know what, you know?
And I said yes, and then I haven't had to.
And you'll probably never do this again. Like, oh, this guy drove me nuts.
He burned through all of our films.
I live after 7 hours of driving.
I personally live for this. This is now, Colleen might be a different story, but I enjoy it. This is great.
Good.
So,
well, it's kind of like with her. It's like, let's see. The other night, Friday night, we have there's a band called That 80s Band. They've been around for a long time. Super good. Outdoor patio. Mm-hmm. There happens to be a fire pit that sits this high.
Yeah.
So where was I for half the show?
Standing on the fire pit, playing his air guitar.
Oh, yeah.
And singing along to the songs I knew. I got a couple other people up there with me, which I usually don't. Do I get embarrassed? No. Do I drink? No, I do not. But she up there? No.
No. I just got eaten alive by mosquitoes.
Oh, yeah.
That was my job.
She's tolerated me for 30 years. And I told her, I said,
that's awesome.
If you didn't get together with me, your life would be so boring you would have died a long time ago.
Yeah, that's right.
But you can tell with all of this, he's the talker, I'm the listener. So
yeah,
my mom was too. She was pretty entertaining. She was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
she and I would laugh all the time. Even with her dementia, we could sit there and I'd tell her something, she'd crack up laughing.
I love it.
That's so my stepdad, he wouldn't say a word. He'd just sit there and that's about it. He would complain about things and. My mom started getting negative, and I just told her, I said, if you're negative, I'm not going to help you. I almost like a little kid. She's like, okay. And then she just stopped. Then it was also, I said, your job is to have fun. I will take care of your bills. I'll order the medications. You have a couple of them.
Yeah.
She'll balance your checkbook. She'll do your taxes. You just enjoy yourself. And she loved the last couple of years of her life.
Oh,
yeah,
good.
That was good.
She started going to church again. They had church on site. My dad wouldn't let her do that. She was playing bingo. Other stuff she couldn't remember, but she would go on trips and do artwork and whatever. Just
that's awesome.
Had a great time just chatting with people and walk in.
Yeah.
And so I felt good about that. I said,
for sure.
Mom, they live in a mobile home for almost 40 years. And where she lived was almost, I said, it's like the Taj Mahal. There's chandeliers here. There's box beams. There's a baby grand piano.
Yeah, in the lobby.
Their main meal. They wait on you. There's tablecloths, all this stuff.
Oh, fun.
They
it
will
was
clean
nice.
your room for you.
Yeah.
It was not cheap, but she had enough retirement to cover that. And the 4 months she was in assisted living, it wasn't as nice, but she just got so bad she needed caregivers.
And it was during COVID, and that was tough. You couldn't have any physical contact.
Either, which was a bummer.
It was
I
tough.
talked to her on the phone every day, and
she
might not remember it all the time, but she enjoyed her last few years, so I felt good about that. And my stepdad just went, he was out,
dropped,
so I didn't have to be in the hospital or a nursing home or anything.
That's good.
So that was good for him. And for her to be by herself for a while was good for her.
Yeah.
She had to get back some of her personality. Like, you know, she knows if I was talking to my mom, it'd be like talking to myself or whatever. Just the same dumb jokes or whatever.
You wonder how either of them got a word in edgewise.
So we just, our whole life together just worked out. We just knew where the brakes were and just got in.
I'm still learning where the brakes are.
I just get her to laugh, and I'll tell her some of my mom's jokes, and she'll think they're funny.
Yeah. They are.
Or my stepbrother was really fun. I had a lot of fun with him. My biological brother, not so much. He was basically a drug dealer. So I didn't have much to do with him. Yeah, my sister kind of does her own thing. So my stepbrother, what does he do? He dies during COVID. And went, I retired. I talked to his girlfriend still. And he goes and dies before I can come down and really visit. I wanted to take him to Vegas, and he would never been there. And so I just talked bad about him, mad at him. I'm mad at him. He died before I had time to spend more time with him. But we had a lot of good times as kids, and when I was Chico State, he lived in Chico most of his life, so he and I would do stuff together in Chico while I was going to school there for way too many years.
What was the burger place that where you get the greasy burgers?
Oh, he called them, I want a grease bomb. He goes, I don't want those sirloin, whatever, Angus stuff.
Yeah.
He goes, I want a grease bomb. And there was a place called Big Al's that had been there since like the 50s. It used to be.
Where's the Big Al's?
Probably in Chico, 9th and Esplanade was the
Okay.
big owls, had a big smiley face.
Yeah.
Been there probably since the 50s. My dad used to cruise and stop there. And of
Yeah.
course, there's more flies than there were people working there. But the burgers, super. And if
Yeah,
you want
we
kind
went
of the
there one
grease
time.
bomb and
Yeah.
the
That's the
crinkle
place.
cut fries and really thick, great shakes. My brother and I lived in an apartment like 3 blocks from there, so we go once in a while and we go, oh, let's go get a grease bomb. All right, we were in our 20s.
Yeah.
We could afford
You could
it.
handle it. Your
Yeah.
Wouldn't do it
cholesterol
now
level
so
wasn't
much,
bad.
And they were good though.
Yeah.
So you do that, and then after I'm studying, he'd go, "Hey, you're hungry? Let's go to Denny's." 6-block walk or something, and go get
Yeah.
a Grand Slam at 11 night. All right, let's go do it. He was on disability most of his life, but he was a good roommate. So he always had a check. I didn't worry about rent.
Yeah.
And we got along well. So he goes, "Hey,
That's
you're
awesome.
done studying, aren't you? I got a little more done." "No, you don't. You're tired of it. You're hungry." I'm like,
Come
"Yeah,
with
you're
me to
right. Yeah,
Denny's,
let's go.
yeah.
Let's go walk to Denny's." Like a mile we walk.
Yeah.
11 o'clock. Harass the staff. Get some food. Go home.
Nice.
He did that a lot. We just joke with the wait staff and all
Yeah.
that. It was fun. But gotta have some laughter.
You got to. You got
And
to.
that's kind of what I told her. And on my bio on our clinic, I put down laughter. I believe laughter is the best medicine. I still believe
Yeah.
it.
Oh, I do too.
It's free. It's good for you. Well, it's free unless you pay for a stand-up
Comedian.
comic.
Yeah.
Or a show.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's really good for your health too.
Mm-hmm. It
Very
is.
good
Yeah.
laugh. So I'll say some stuff. Sometimes I'll go,
Well, I've heard, it's been so long, I've heard all the
she's heard, but I'm
jokes.
like,
Yeah,
well, that's
yeah.
like the stand-up comic goes town to town. It's brand new to everybody.
The new audience.
But if you were the roadie, of course you've already seen
Yeah.
it. on
Yeah,
stage,
like,
so you
oh,
live
I've
with
heard
me.
that one.
I said I can't come up with new material all the time, but I harass people where we live, and they just sometimes usually the women will hit me,
Yeah.
hit me, call
And
me
I just
names
roll
and
my
stuff.
eyes. 'Cause
And I just
Yeah,
go,
oh, yeah.
good, we're friends now. You called me some bad names. I said, now we're friends, right? And they just laugh,
That's
we just
great.
and they know I'm just kidding around.
Oh,
just
yeah.
joking. Yeah, it's just fun, And this thing, like we said, we meet a lot of new people, and we meet people we may not know if we like them, but it doesn't matter. We saw them, we're not going to see them again, likely, because we
Yeah.
saw them at one RV park. We're going to another one tomorrow, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let me close with this because it's getting, the locusts are probably making more noise.
I've already spent way too much time on
No,
it.
I've loved it. This has been great,
Well, that's
but
good.
I haven't had dinner yet, so I'm hungry.
His stomach is
We were smart, we
rumbling.
did that first.
You're very
Oh,
smart.
I'll be dying.
But if you had one pro tip each or
A pro
together,
tip on guitar or on this?
RVing.
RVing.
On
I
your
got
RV
some. You
experience.
go first because yours will
Oh,
be short.
well,
I'll keep my
We'll be here till Thursday.
Yeah, I got it.
well, I
love
would
it.
just say it really has become so popular that you got to plan ahead. At least that's how we
Yeah.
do
Uh-huh.
it. Some people fly by the seat of their pants and they do fine, and that's the way they like to travel. But I'm a
Stressful.
planner, and I
Yeah.
like to know where I'm going to be and where I'm going to stay, and that it's reserved
That
and
was
it's all
weird for me
set.
when I met her. I went on our honeymoon. I went, what?
Yeah, so
How long do you
I'm
want to drive and how far are we going to go? How long do you think we'll be here? I went, my ex and I just went, let's see where we end up.
no, that's not my
And
style.
I
Yeah.
do like this a lot better.
Yeah, it's
I had to get used to it.
yeah. I just like knowing and having some control.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I think that would be my tip,
Tell
is
him
to
how
not
long-
be afraid to be a planner.
How long did it take to do Route 66, that trip? That was 8
Oh,
weeks.
to plan that?
How long did it take?
Oh, I mean, it
Be
might
honest.
have been a year.
At least
Yeah.
a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For Route 66 and going to Niagara Falls. And I didn't do any of it. I would have helped. I said, you want help? She goes, no, I got it. I went, okay.
Well, and if
I don't
you
want to do it.
if you
Yeah.
really want to hit or
I
stay
do.
in these popular, like in Acadia National Park, for instance, they have a
True,
couple
yeah.
of campgrounds, and if you are not on their
Within 10
recreation.gov site
seconds of
on the
them.
day and the hour that they open up those reservation
Gone.
windows, you're
It's
going to miss
gone.
out.
Yeah.
So, I'll set my alarm on the iPhone,
Yeah.
wake up at 12:01 midnight and get right on there and get your site. But I don't mind doing that because I just like knowing that I'm there and
Mm-hmm.
not taking a chance. What if you just show up and there's no vacancies?
Yeah.
And it's like,
Right.
okay,
Hunt
now
around for
what?
a
Yeah.
back alley somewhere to not get caught in
So
or whatever.
don't be
Yeah.
afraid to plan. It just, for
And I
me,
love
it makes
that she
things
likes
so much
to do it.
smoother.
'Cause I
Yeah.
really, and I told her I will help, but she just goes, no, I got it. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
I'm not going to complain about it.
Okay, now you have one tip. So
Well,
make-
the
make-
irony here is last night I posted a video that I'm a little bit behind on getting everything done. So they were here a month ago, I guess. Anyway, but their thing was take it easy, don't plan.
And now
it works for them.
That's
Don't worry
right.
about
And
it. If
this
it
works
doesn't
for
work
you.
out,
There's something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
So it's
and
so
once,
funny.
30 years of this, I like it that she plans because I don't worry about where are we going to stay, and then I
Right.
got to hunt, and I got to do U-turns and look. No, we can't stay there. We
Yeah.
can't. No. There's no Cracker Barrel. No, it's full. Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Walmart doesn't let you stay here.
Yeah.
But it just goes
No,
to show you how different. There's
And-
no right or
and
wrong
which
way
one
to
of
do
you
it.
is wrong?
Whatever
Yeah.
works for
Neither
you
of
works
you.
for you.
Yeah.
Neither
That's
of you.
right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my pro
One
tip
tip.
is this: is that, again, growing up as a poor kid,
Uh-huh.
you learn to maintain things, or at least diagnose them, and
Yeah.
prevention. And I did that in healthcare, and I still do.
Yeah.
I was like, prevent a problem. Have I ever had a tire problem? No, because guess what I do? I check the air pressure.
Yeah.
Every
yeah.
It
time.
takes like
Yeah.
less than 5 minutes to check them all. People go, well, I just use those aftermarket things. Those,
The
you have
tire
to
pressure.
lose 25% pressure before they kick on, and by then you got blowout.
Oh,
They
wow.
do not work well. Guess what works well? Oh, it looks good.
Yeah.
I have an air compressor on board. I have a tire patch kit on board. I'm not
Uh-huh.
going to get stranded. My mom said no stranding.
Uh-huh.
So prevention is good. Tires are simple. And I get these people, well, I take them into the tire thing once a year. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Even on our regular cars at home.
Yeah.
You know,
Uh-huh.
just maintaining things.
Maintenance. It's
Yeah.
not a big deal. I change the
You're-
oil, and it's very easy to do.
You know
don't
you
have to
can
do that.
rely on
Yeah.
Change it.
anything that you've maintained and that
And I
you
look
have an
at
eye
how long
on.
has it been? Okay, this 100,000 miles has new brakes, the tranny was changed, the differential was
To the
changed, the
full
coolant was
service.
changed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All that stuff was done. I just got back tires on it
Yeah.
like a week ago. The front are a little older because those wore a little faster than the back,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll have to pay them at the same time.
Yeah.
And I wax it once a year. So
Oh, yeah.
Other than that, and
Mhm.
a
Yeah.
scratch that I did in COVID, the
Oh.
paint looks, and where it's not
It
chipped,
looks
almost
really
brand new.
good for an
It's 8 years
8-year-old rig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the wax is easy to do. It takes me an hour to do it. It's
Yeah.
like you wash it, spray on. So it's maintenance. Then all the black stuff. Look how black everything is. Ultraviolet protection. Guess what? Just like melanoma, protect the skin.
Yeah.
Instead of having gray parts, they're black.
Yeah.
On top, I clean the top. I make
It
sure the
looks
die
really
core
good.
is good up there. I replace the die core on top so we don't have a leaky roof.
So just
So,
maintain
maintenance
and prevent.
And if you can't do it yourself, make sure you get it done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't just drive it out there and go, oh, he broke down. Why? I don't know. I didn't check the oil for 3 years.
Well, it's important for
Or the
everything,
tires, I had a blowout and I wrecked it. Okay.
but also
Yeah.
safety. Just your own
And it's the
personal
same thing goes
safety.
for healthcare. It's kind of, people will do one thing and not the other, and they're beautiful 40-foot rig, and they get out and go, how do you get up and down those stairs?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like we're consistent on stuff. Probably boring, but
No, that's good. That's
yeah,
good.
But we keep
finances are
going.
that way, health is that way,
Yeah.
vehicles are that way, our
I
house
can
is that way.
I can assure you, you are anything but boring.
I'm probably annoying.
Especially this guy.
Maybe annoying sometimes.
No, you're great.
No, gotta have fun. And
That's good. Good.
yeah. Anyway, no, this was fun. It's
Yeah.
fun to share stories because then you maybe learn something, or you find out something you didn't want to know. I didn't tell
Yeah.
you the FBI stuff yet, but now they got my rig in here.
Yeah.
With
Oh,
that
yeah.
white box, they'll know it from anybody
Yeah,
else.
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Way to go with that.
They'll track us. Yeah.
Most wanted.
And all the doctors that drive
Yeah.
Winnebagos that play. How's that go?
That's
again?
right.
Yeah, you're going to say that darn PA talked us all down. Doctors are no good. What does the AMA stand for? Yeah. No,
Well,
anyway.
we appreciate you guys staying here, and I want you to stay again so we can do part 2.
All right.
You
All
seriously
right.
wanna do
I'm
that?
sure
I
we'll.
I
It
would
might
be in a
take
heartbeat.
2 nights.
I
I gave
might
you
need
the
to
short
stay for a
version
week.
of everything. I got a lot more. 'Cause
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
my gosh.
Oh, yeah. Well, you like odd things. We've got the roller skating museum here in Lincoln. We've got a quilt museum in Lincoln.
Oh wow.
I don't know what else do we have that's weird in Lincoln.
That's probably it. You have
Yeah.
2 towns in the whole state.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
This
wow.
Omaha.
I like it.
The football stadium.
The football stadium.
Oh.
There's this
is-
town and there's Omaha, and that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, the football stadium on
There are
football
50
Saturday is the third largest city in the state.
Whoa.
I heard that.
Yeah.
I heard that.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
The Huskers or whatever.
Gosh.
Yeah.
I think when we passed
Ah.
through this area, a couple years ago, on our way home from our granddaughter
Yeah.
being born, I don't think it was a Saturday, but you could see it right from the freeway,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
So-
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just thought, wow, that is massive.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
it's
the
a
other
big
thing that was
stadium.
massive was the Union Pacific Station.
Oh,
Platte,
yeah, we did
North
go
Platte.
to the
Oh, yeah.
That was
Golden
cool.
Spike train
Oh,
yard or
I've
whatever.
I've got to do
yeah.
that. I've not.
Yeah, that was
it's-
cool.
It's pretty amazing, and they got a great museum there and history and all that stuff. And
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could go up
And
into the
there's-
tower and you could see the whole
There's so
train
many,
yard.
they got the
neat.
repair shop there, and they got all these trains coming in from all over the country. It's pretty,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
pretty
it's
impressive.
nice.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
North
Oh, wow.
Platte.
Yes, North Platte.
When
yeah.
we went out, we were going to come out 80 to go out to Columbus, but all of 80 was closed for blizzard.
For snow,
Oh.
yeah.
Who shuts the highway down? Well, they do in Nebraska.
That's what
Yeah,
they do.
they do.
And
Yeah.
Montana. So we went on 70 out, and we were able to come 80 back. So we got those things
Oh,
on the way
okay.
back
Uh-huh.
in March of 2022, right?
2022.
23.
23, yes.
23,
Yeah.
yeah, she's 2. I remember she's 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was cool. So she finds those things to do. I never heard of these
Yeah.
things. She goes, I want to stop at the Golden Spike thing. What's that? It sounds like an all-you-can-eat restaurant. Like
Yeah,
Golden
yeah.
Corral. And I
Not the
don't know,
Golden
it's
Corral.
And then, oh, yeah, it's this big blah, 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 blah. I'm like, great, sounds great. And then, that arch thing that goes over the freeway.
Yeah,
that I
yeah,
like
we
that.
just drove
Or
into
they-
that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've done movie stuff there or whatever. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. But she finds all these cool things. And I don't mind driving. I still like driving. I'm going to do this while I still like to drive. And this
Yeah.
thing is easy to drive. If it was hard, it'd be different. Look how easy it is. You park it wherever. You don't have to slide out. You hook up as electric wire and water. And that's it.
Yeah.
People will go, don't you have a towable? No, it's the size of a big truck. I
Right.
take this into town and park it in the back 40 as we called it,
Yeah.
at Walmart or wherever, Costco. Park it in the back.
There's
So
always
bring it back
somewhere.
in, plug it in. So what? And then we got e-bikes so we can go take trails with those.
Yeah.
And our dog rides in a milk crate.
Oh,
On the
fun.
back of the bike,
She had
yeah.
an old milk
yeah.
crate that she borrowed. And I
Is this
put in-
the FBI story related here?
That's right.
borrowed?
Yeah, when I was a teenager
Yeah,
and took
so
a
I-
milk crate from the back of the grocery store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Criminal.
Yeah.
But we got it when he was 2 months old. We fit him in it, started him right away. I made a seat belt out of
That he puts
some,
on his
cable
harness and
on a harness. He just sits in it and he rides on the back of the bike. So
I
we can
love
take
it.
him
people
wherever we
love
go.
to see
That's
him on the
so
back
And they
of
go,
the
look
bike.
at that dog in the back. And then our granddaughter comes once a week. She's got a seat for her.
got
and-
it, yeah.
And we just take
Yeah.
her to the park and she goes and sees some horses in the neighborhood
Yeah.
that has them.
She
or
likes her
whatever.
routine, yeah.
That
And,
is so cool.
and then she makes waffles every week.
Yes,
She's
Yeah.
we
two,
get
but
waffles every
sometimes
Wednesday.
she's 2, sometimes she's 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
neat.
she's really a grown-up 2-year-old. That's amazing how smart she is and
Make waffles.
how she
yeah.
talks
Yeah.
and everything. And then all of a sudden she's 2 and has a meltdown over nothing.
Yeah.
Some more water! Oh, there's the
I
2-year-old.
wanted potatoes.
Well, you could ask for it. Can I have some potatoes?
And then she'll go, please.
Yeah, it's so fun. But those are the things we miss if we.
Yeah.
As much as I
Didn't
love
live close
the
by.
environment there, I love being around my kids and grandkids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's
I always
worth it.
remember that. I was like, Colorado's not pretty, but I'm around them, so this
Yeah.
is great.
And
Not to
really-
offend the people of Colorado.
No,
Yeah.
and honestly, we probably haven't explored it to the full.
No, but
fullest.
still,
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of neat stuff.
Compared to
there.
the west
Yeah.
side, being on the west coast and Washington,
Yeah.
Oregon, nothing compares to that.
Yeah,
That's what we're
that's
used to.
true.
I've been on the
Yeah.
east coast, but it's also
lot
not
of
humid
walks.
over there, so
Right.
not
Yeah.
as many people. They don't have East Coast attitude. No offense. Just kidding, because we're gonna be there like this.
That's right. Be friendly to us, please.
No, but this is where we grew up. That's where I was for 60 years, and
Yeah.
now I'm on the other side of the mountains where it doesn't rain. So. But we have storm warnings for tornadoes. I went, great.
Hail.
Yeah, I know.
Hail is an
Hail,
issue.
Hail's an issue.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we made sure we got covered parking for this because of potential
Oh
hail.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So
For sure.
and on the trip I said, if I hear anything about hail, I got to find an overpass or something. I said,
Yeah,
it'll
yeah.
tear this thing up.
Yeah, we would do it.
But so far.
Well,
Anyway.
before we offend anybody else,
Yeah.
probably,
Yeah, so you can blanket out the bad stuff. No, all in fun, and there's a lot of good people out there. And
there are great people.
we have fun. We're just having fun.
I think 99% of the people are great. There's 1% that we're not going to talk about.
It's probably
No.
really true, and
Yeah.
those are, and unfortunately, you usually remember the bad things and not the
We
Yeah.
good.
do.
It's
Yeah.
like, and that's why I remember the patient care that I did was really good for the most part.
Yeah.
The jails and the prisons, same thing. They were bad because they were in jail, but they were
Right.
bad when they saw me.
Right.
But then you
Yeah.
get the 1%, I'll call most of the management out there, that was not good. Or the
Right.
ones that take advantage of people or do things they shouldn't do to patients, take advantage.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson, to use that example, or whatever, to make a bunch of money.
Yeah.
I never did that. I said, I'm going to go broke doing the right thing, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Because I can live with that.
Right.
I grew up broke, so I
you
can
can
be
live
broke
with it.
again.
Yeah, that's right.
Been
But I
there.
can't be bad to people. So.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys. Appreciate it. I'm glad you chose to stay here and
Yeah.
that you were willing to do this conversation with us. I had a blast.
You might regret it, but
No, not at all. Not at all. I'd do it again in a
good.
heartbeat.
Oh, that's good. Good.
So, absolutely. So, well, thank you, and
All right.
I'll
Thank
turn
you.
the
Thanks
camera
for
off,
having
and we
us
can
here,
talk
too.
about the really good stuff.
Yeah.
Get ready
Now we're getting into
for
the
some
good
real
stuff
stories. Yeah,
conversation.
Yeah, here we go.